Good Sunday evening, modeling community. Welcome to the pop-up hangout. I want to start off first by thanking everybody for supporting King Bob and Fuffa the last couple of weekends. Um, Apologize, but with that being said, I'm gonna wait till some of the other, hopefully, the Saturday evening on screen. Most of them will pop in. Most of those chat guys will be in here shortly, and I'll be speaking to the community on what's going on. So, it, but yeah, so I just want to let everybody know. Uh, at the same time, Gary Blue Ridge, good evening. Dan P, yes, it's real life. Lamb Chop, hey, good evening. How's everyone doing? Well, Dominique, Glenn, Tim, uh, Glenn King. Who's that? Mike Harlem. Good evening. TJ. Good evening, TJ. Uh, Mr. Ride the Win. Gary, Mr. Queen. Good evening. And JB's Hobby Loft. Good evening. Good evening. Lieutenant Dan.
Evening. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Making it. So hopefully we can get some more of the regular crew in here. I just realized my damn reading glasses frame is broke.
Oh,
Some good old super glue. We'll get the non-fogging type. Was you already at the bench?
I actually just got back from being out. I was on the bench this morning. I had a friend over that I started building a kit for before I left California. He wanted to see it. Tried to mock it up for a photo, and we just started breaking things last night. So this morning, I spent all morning.
Started falling apart.
What's that?
The kit started falling apart.
It's Mini Cooper. It's kind of finicky to put it back to to mount the body to the frame.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, now I know the right sequence to do it. But last night it was pretty late, and we were tired. You know how that goes. And I tried to put it on. I got it on there jammed, and then trying to take it apart, just like broke off all the suspension and this and that. So anyway, I got it all fixed up this morning, but I can't finish it because I'm waiting for STS to print me some decals.
Yeah, I need to get with STS because they told me back in, what the hell was that, February, I think. They said they were starting on October stuff.
Yeah, I heard
it was ordered in October, and I ordered some stuff in November, and I'm still waiting.
Yeah, I heard he's a good 6 months behind. He actually had made me this set of decals for this car a couple of years ago, but it's a full side decal, and I had a disaster with one side, so I've got to. I don't know if he keeps those files and can reprint me some or what. I'm waiting.
Yeah, they're on this computer.
So I'm hoping.
Probably, if you got the order number, they're probably going to want that.
Yeah, probably. It's a very unique order, though. I don't think anybody else has asked for a John Player Special Mini Cooper decal set.
Hell,
he did a really nice job on
it. They're still selling the KMA decals. I guess those have been pretty successful. They take them to the shows.
Yeah, I was working on it before we moved from LA, and it's one of those ones that went in the box and didn't come out. And my buddy who lives in Florida, or no, he's down near you. He's near Atlanta.
Oh, is he?
And he stopped by this weekend. He's like, "Oh, let me see it," and we took it out, and I think it's about 80% finished. I just got to get those decals, but yeah, try to put the body on, and it's a very specific sequence. And if you don't have it latched in the right order, it doesn't want to fit. And I didn't know that at 1 o'clock this morning. And by the time I gave up on it, I had broken front and rear suspension, the interior stick. I was like, oh my! Last night it looked like a disaster, and then this morning it only took a couple hours to get all back together.
Oh, you were okay, TJ. You was up there at the Phantom Flasher show.
What's up?
Yeah, I don't normally do one, TJ, on Sunday. I'm normally in the bed by now, but I'm off tomorrow, and figured I'd do a hangout and work on something for a little bit. I'm hoping just short pop in, Brian.
Are you what are your normal days off? Is Sunday even a feasible thing?
Well, because of my hours and then staying up so late Saturday, by the time I go to bed, I'm generally awake for over 24 hours. By the time I go to bed, so I short sleep Saturday evening. What I mean by that is I only get about 6 hours, and after being up for 24, that's not a heck of a lot. But it allows me to be tired enough to go to bed at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, I used to work.
I mean, I got to. Essentially, I'm off. My off time is about 36 hours between Saturday and going in Sunday.
Yeah, I used to work. When I used to work nights, I would get home. My weekend would begin about 9 or 10 a.m. Saturday until Monday night. And of course, you know how it is with family. Can't be sleeping all day on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So I know some people that I work with would keep their schedule on the weekend. That's a lonely schedule.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going to bed Saturday at 4 o'clock. It ain't happening.
But you do it. You do it technically the way they recommend is that you stay up and you go to sleep and get up and go to work, right?
You know, what do you mean when I get home from work? Yeah, when I get home from work, yeah, I stay up.
What time you get home?
It depends. It's generally anywhere from 11 to 12 o'clock. 11 in the morning, 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, I remember some FAA study or something we had training on that basically said it's better for your sleep to sleep, get up and go to work. But I could never do that. I would get home and I'd be in bed in an hour. You know, get up 4 or 5 in the afternoon, then head into work at 10 p.m. or 9 p.m., whatever it was.
No matter what job I've had, you know, when I worked in a plant, it was I'd done the same thing. You know, when I worked second shift, I would get off at midnight or so and go out and do things right then. And then sleep, go to bed till just before I had to get up, eat dinner, and go to work. I didn't go home and go right to bed, you know, at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, for me and my kids were still pretty young when I was working nights, so the trade-off I always looked at as like I'm just trading my work and sleep schedule, and I'm still, afternoons are still there for normal stuff, I guess. But you're tired all the damn time. I actually like working nights. I have no problem staying up all night. It's trying to sleep when the rest of the world's awake is the hard part.
Yeah. For me too. For me too. I sleep better when I go to bed. The later I go to bed, it's just.
For me, it was just the opposite. If I got home and I stayed up for more than a couple hours, it's like I reached this point where like now you're not sleeping.
Who's that? Hey,
what's up, Bob?
Hey guys.
Is he building another 37?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, what a glutton for punishment.
That's the tanker yanker appreciation bill.
Oh, what?
It's the Got Fuels Model Car Garage Appreciation Build.
Yeah.
Hosted by the Ferret Farmer.
Holy shit. I was just asking somebody today if Jimmy was still alive.
Oh, what's up?
I thought you had died and gone to redneck heaven.
No, I didn't go to the land of 4x4s and big titties.
Long titties.
Nah,
Maybe.
What was that, Bob?
Yeah, mom titties.
What I was,
Long titties.
I was thinking.
I've been pulling a lot of extra overtime lately, so I ain't been around much.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time dating your mom. What obligation?
No, the extra overtime was for the $2,000 I just stuck in the sound system of my truck.
Oh, good Lord.
I hooked up an not equalizer, an amp or whatever, and the half-ass rigged up way I had it, everything done, it completely fried my whole system.
So you put $2,000 stereo in a truck that's worth about $400?
Yeah.
No, my girl's worth more than that, but yeah.
Hold on a minute. All right. I hear my dog down here sniffing around. This can't be good.
Jimmy, when I was young, I had a mini truck, a 91 Mitsubishi Mighty Max. And I had 2 kicker 10s back behind the seat. And mind you, I'm no small man. Back then I was 6'4". And of course I was less than 200 pounds, but it's not a very big truck for a tall guy. I had 10 speakers in that truck. I had 2 kicker 10s behind the seat. I still got the kicker 10s. But I designed it to where I would only lose 1 click forward on the seat. Designed the boxes perfectly at a perfect angle, straight back, right up against the back of the cab. And when I traded it, when I met my wife, when I realized that, I had to get a vehicle she could drive because we were living together, because she couldn't drive a 5-speed. And I pulled it all out. I was at my mom and dad's house, and it was sitting piled up at his workbench. And he got home and he saw everything sitting there. And he looked at me and he said, "You had all of that in that little bitty truck." I said, "Yeah, and you drove it and liked it." I said, "And you're as big as me, and you didn't feel like you was cramped." He was
What?
like, He was like, I can't believe you had all that in that little bitty truck. Yeah, I did.
They got
Yes, I did.
the place I got messing with it. And they're coming next. I'm not doing it right now, but they're coming next. They're big sub boxes and all that go behind the seats, but they're special made for like a single cab. They're only about that wide. Or yeah. They're long and tall, but they're only about that wide.
Right.
They're
Mine were
specifically for
really
a single cab.
mine are the box. I designed them. I made the first one, and then I went to a friend's house, and we just transferred everything I made on the first one and made the second one, and he helped me get everything wired up, and it was his forte of and get everything tuned and set, the mix amp and all that stuff, and he wound up taking he took the measurements and got the internal size of the air of the box, and he said it's absolutely exactly what Kicker would recommend for the box to put him in. And it was an airtight box. I didn't have any vent holes in it. It was airtight, and that damn thing hit like nobody's business. TJ, it's funny you mentioned that the warmth of the sun would make me instantly sleepy. Yeah, that's what I do, man. Sun comes up, that's when I'm ready to go to bed. I actually need to go to bed. I'll sleep my best if I go to bed about 30 minutes to an hour before any light hits the sky. But if I'm awake, most of the time, once the sun hits me, I'm done. I'm awake.
No, it's costing that much as I'm having a one of them touchscreen radios put in. So there was a bunch of adapter shit to make it work for a 23-year-old truck.
Right.
But I've been wanting one of them, and I've saved up a good amount to actually do what I've been wanting to do to that thing for a while. Dad's trying to get me to lower it and put wheels on it, but I don't mind. I don't mind the grandpa look of that truck.
Yeah,
I just want it to sound good.
I don't really work a shift. I go in when it works the best, when I catch less snags, because I need to maximize my home time. I don't want to spend an extra hour a day or longer sitting at the loading rack. It's just, when I could be at home doing something I need to do here. Let me go get some soapy water.
That's why Dad goes in at 5 o'clock, just so he can beat all the bullshit.
See who's all here.
It probably would have worked better if I had muted myself. I got a couple sets of Mopar wheels. If anybody's interested.
Cool.
Somebody at the shop gave me 2 sets of these things. They weren't a phenomenal quality, but a little fusion firm and some Tammy rubber black, and they turned out okay.
Those look decent.
Yeah.
How wide are they?
About that wide. They're a big and little.
Okay. Yeah, they're not quite big enough for what I would need.
Yeah, these are 25th scale. I'm thinking about going and finding the file for these, because these are pretty good looking. So you can see they're a 3-piece wheel. I threw away the center caps. I don't like them. They make them look like the old Dodge police cars.
What are they?
They're just some Mopar wheels. So they're they got the separate beauty ring, so you could do that chrome and do that body color if you
You
wanted.
should see the one I have. I got
I took
mine are 3-piece, and they look much better than that.
Well, I don't know who printed these, but they gave them at the shop because they didn't sell. So I just threw some Fusion Firm on them, see how they look. They're not too bad.
Yeah, here. Where is that kit? There it is. Let me.
Yeah, I'll be looking for something like that down the road because I'm going to do that dragster out of the Super B dragster.
Oh, I didn't think about those. Will look good on a Super B. If you want, I'll send you a set. I just did them up to see how they turn out. They're actually not too bad. I don't know who printed these. They printed them in this hideous green color. But I don't know what printer it is, but there are some layer lines. They're not terrible, but they're still visible.
Oh, let me turn that down. Let me turn that down. Okay. All right, let me turn this up. All right, here you go, Dan.
Oh, nice. I like those.
Those are 3-piece.
Yeah, these have the old dome center cap. I tossed them. I don't like the way they look. Those are nice.
I guess I got to.
Something I found issue with the Fusion Firm. I painted them. They'd been sitting down here drying for probably 6 weeks or so. I forgot about them. When I went to pull the caps off of where they were, taped to a stick, it literally flaked just like a what do they call it? Vacuum, whatever. How they do the chrome plating. Like if you break a piece of chrome and you get all the little flakes. That's what the Fusion Firm stuff did, which is kind of surprising.
We're going to look to see what kind of wheels are in here.
You got a specific size you need, Bob?
Well, I'm doing this as a kind of it is a dragster, kind of a Pro Street. This one, because I found a picture on the interwebs of a Super B with a wing.
No kidding.
And so I'm gonna do that. Just it's a Pro Street kit. Looking to see the kit comes with the center lines in it, which would be okay. Let me pull up show you the picture of what I'm going to be doing. I can find it. It's on this computer or the other one. Might be on the other computer.
You want a measurement on these? See if they work for you?
Sure, I can measure against what the kit ones are.
Let me grab my calipers. If you want these ones that are painted, I'll be happy to sell them or send them to you. I don't have oh, interesting. Yeah, they're kind of that style of wheel.
The Super B is a Pro Street, so I need something a little beefier for the
Millimeters good, or do you want them in something else?
I can do silly meters.
I know the rears are a little bit taller. Let's see here.
Which ones are the kit? Yeah, I think these are.
Rears are about 27.4 outside diameter.
Yeah, these are the ones that came in the kit that I would have to use them. These are 30, 33 tall, 22 wide.
33 tall.
Yeah, the tire itself. The ones in the kit, I mean, it wouldn't have to be that.
It's 27.
Yeah, actually closer
Yeah,
to 34.
This would be 27. Well, now I'm getting 27.6. What the hell? Hold on, let me re-zero this.
Yeah.
27, I'm about 27 and a half tall. And then this is the rear. And 13 wide.
Yeah. They're basically the same height as the ones in the 67 Chevelle, but they're wider. Those Chevelle wheels are only 20 millimeters, and these are 20. 25. But that's, yeah, actually, if I just had a wheel deep enough, a tire wheel, I could use these tires.
Those seem pretty big. Is that a 24 scale?
The AMT should be 25.
Huh. Because I thought these looked pretty good. I marked them up on a body I had. They look like a pretty good size.
Well, it comes with a huge monster set.
Oh, those. Oh, gotcha. I got you. Okay. Yeah, these
which
are
which I'm not going to use, but I want something similar, close in size. So
yeah,
it
these
looks
are
right.
a little over 13 wide and about 27 and a half tall.
So the regular Chevelle ones out of the Pro Street Chevelle are the same height. They're just not as wide, which would be fine.
And then the fronts are 9.8 wide and 26 tall.
I mean, I've got like 5-spoke Krager's Keystone style, but I'm gonna try to kind of match that picture. And it has the other wheels.
Those look like the wheels that Brian was just showing.
Yeah, those Mopar kind of rally wheels. But yeah, I don't even have all the parts collected for it yet, so.
Well, I just used these. I was experimenting with how long Fusion Firm needs to dry before you can touch it, and these ones dried really well. I did this. I painted them the same way I painted the other ones, but these ones dried a lot better.
I think
and then I had my buddy that was over. He never used lacquers with an airbrush before, so he painted these for me.
Yeah, I did these last night. I just shoved them in the wheels a minute ago, but they'll sit for another 2 weeks before they get installed.
I like the design of these wheels because the beauty ring's got a lip on it that just mates up a tire real nice. And they did just a perfect gap for paint tolerance.
Dan, give me your hamster food. Otherwise, the Tesla won't be charged tomorrow morning. That's your buddy.
I asked
Dominique.
Dom, show us on the doll where the electric vehicle touched you. He has some kind of childhood trauma or something. Dom, did you stick a fork in an outlet once?
Did I? No.
No, Dom.
Oh,
It's not fun.
he said. I thought he said he was going to bed earlier when he left the live or the Zoom. Okay. There's Papa.
What's up, Fafa?
Shoot here. Don't shoot for tonight.
You seen
Oh, go ahead, Brian.
have you seen those new stands that body stands that people are showing on the groups, on the book face groups?
Not sure if I have.
It looks like it's similar to the one you gave me, but it's almost like it'll hold your model like those circuit board holders, you know, where he also called a rotisserie.
Yeah, I think Andy was making something like that, I think.
Yeah, I don't know who's doing them. That, you know, you can clamp the model in, and then there's pivot points where you can set it like this at an angle. Oh, I never did change my camera.
Oh, I don't know if I've seen that.
Where you can set it at an angle and lock it down. So you can work on it at an angle. It'd be really handy.
Yeah.
That would.
What have you been working on, Jimmy? I haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah, last time I was in a Zoom, I was asking about you. Everybody just told me you've been busy.
Yeah, last month and a half has been pretty nuts at work.
You sat car a little bit going.
Yeah, he sent me some pictures of his 37 last night.
Did they finally go through? I could never get them to send and go through for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent those.
I looked at it, they were there.
Yeah, I tried to send you those like Thursday.
Damn, think of how much high-speed internet you could have gotten for $2,000, Jimmy.
I know, right?
Could have got a super high-speed gaming machine.
Dang. Yeah, there's
Internet?
37
Fiber
It's-
internet?
over in the corner, still kind of mocked up. Till next month.
Yeah, looks good.
Oh yeah, flat black, all that shit. Otherwise, not a whole lot. Haven't been down here too much. Caught Bob's live a couple times. That's about it.
Yeah, I've been lucky to get down here once a week. I'm hoping once these issues I'm dealing with settle down, I can get some more time again. I got going on that Model Factory Hero kit, and I'm waiting for some solder from the UK, which I hope works better than the quote unquote low temp stuff I bought here. That's not very low temp.
What are you trying to do?
That Cobra Daytona that I'm working on is like 95% of the kit is white metal.
Oh, so you're actually trying to solder. You're not using it for.
Yeah, I gotta. I got the engine together really well because the metal was porous and the glue held, but the frame and some of the tubular components are too smooth. I even tried scuffing them up, and the glue just doesn't want to bind at all. So I'm gonna have to solder.
Yeah,
And
lamb chop. Yeah, that's what I was referring to as far as the like the circuit board thing that people are buying and using. But this has been designed for modelers. It's you can put just the body on it, unlike the circuit board holder, which is more for after you get the chassis together and put the chassis in it so you can rotate the chassis. I know I've seen them on Luca's group.
Boston, you got to have solder that melts below 100 C, or you risk melting the parts. And I got some Coford solder from the track that the guys use for soldering their drag car frames together, and it says it's 100 C melting point, and it turned out to be more like 250. So I decided Langley Models over in the UK sells a 73 C solder. I'm just not going to mess around. I'm going to wait till it shows up. It's already shipping.
Yep.
They're a train outfit, and this stuff is wherever they get their solder from, it's designed for white metal and brass and stuff. And then we'll be back in the business. I did get the engine is pretty much, well, I got about that much of the engine done. I still got cylinder heads, valve covers, and exhaust, but that comes in a later step. And it's weird. This thing weighs like a half a pound. You put me up there. Brian's gone.
Oh no, I'm here.
Oh,
They got a lot of like metal parts on it then?
Yeah, this is all metal.
Heavy?
This whole thing is metal.
Oh wow.
So it's got photo etch. Like I said, this thing's heavy as shit. So I just finished the carb setup. Oh, I wish this camera would focus. I just finished carb setup in the fuel today, and this bastard doesn't want to focus.
Yeah, those Jimmy, those Model Factory Hero kits, you literally put together the leaf springs. They're like
I actually
little
did
metal
that.
pieces.
Oh hell.
You've run a Facebook group, Jimmy. You could have seen the photos. Here, I'll show you, Jimmy, because you haven't seen this. Let me grab it.
Yeah. I'm okay. I don't need Facebook. I lost interest in Facebook when I was in their jail for 90 days.
So This is the kit I'm working on.
Oh, okay.
And I am currently about to finish step 1, which is 42 parts.
Damn.
I still got a couple little pieces to paint. And then step 2 is putting your leaf springs together. So the step I'm at, there's a couple of steps here. There's a cross member here that goes between the frame rails. You have to have that perfectly located because it locates all the other frame components on the front half of the car. So anyway, I'll show you some of the parts, but this whole thing is
War
is metal.
Dog Modeling has those stands.
Here's my rear suspension.
Damn. Yeah.
And here's this is what Brian was talking about. This is the front leaf spring. This is 14 pieces of photo etch,
Jesus Christ.
which I've got to prime and paint now. But there's all front suspension. So the car only has, I think, 2 resin pieces, which is the body and the hood.
Oh, that looks good though.
Everything else underneath is metal, photo etch. Of course, there's some clear bits. Yeah, I tell you what, I don't know, this kit's from like 2012. This resin, I don't know what they've got it in. Any of you guys that have done resin, they kind of has an oily smell when you sand it. This stuff smells straight like gasoline when you sand it. Very nasty, but it's got some kind of fibrous texture to it. So I don't know if they've mixed fiberglass in there or something, but it's really nice. But God, it smells horrid when you're sanding it. But
gasoline smell. That might have.
Well, here's the
some kind of fiberglass.
Here's your floor pan and there's the frame. Now on the 112 model factory hero kit, this is one big resin piece, but I don't know why they decided to do. There's locating holes all along this frame for the different pieces of the frame, engine, cross members. When you get to this central cross member for the front suspension, there's nothing here. So that thing kind of floats in here. So you literally have to mock up the rear suspension. I mean the mid-span tubular frame and the front to get that one piece in place. So glue's not holding it, so I've got to solder. But I think what I'm going to do next is pin the damn thing, because if it's even off a hair, either the front will be off or the rear will be off. I don't know why they decided to do it like that, because everything else lines up pretty well. But yeah, the whole kit is metal. I got about 15 of these tins full of parts. So this engine here is, every piece of this is metal. There's no resin, no nothing. This is all metal.
That's wild.
Here you go, Dan. I'm gonna post a link for these stands.
Anyway, really, it's a really nice kit. Doing this for practice before I tackle my 112th Cobra.
Thank you, Mike, for letting me know who had that.
Really quick, everybody who's doing the USAC or did it or whatever, did their Camaro, did the interior fit okay for anybody else on the Camaro?
I built the kit one time before and didn't have any problems.
I don't know. My interior fits really, really odd.
Which kit is it? Isn't it the Revell Camaro?
The Revell.
Yeah.
That's a good kit.
Revell.
You shouldn't have any problems.
Yeah. It's
Everything on it's been fine, but I'm having, I don't know, like it's some weird shit with the interior. It might be very, very slightly.
You've definitely got to make sure that alignment pin at the back is in its spot.
That was the weird part. When I put it in, the interior and the alignment pin have like that much of a gap between each other. They won't touch.
So this model car stand, this is for sale now?
Yeah,
Ooh, that is nice.
that's pretty cool.
I did get the interior looking really good though.
Yeah, I see what you're
All
saying. It's
flock.
kind of like a body shop rotisserie.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's nice. Anybody buy one yet?
I've seen people post them on Facebook saying they like them. Hopefully I remember that, because I definitely want to get one once shit settles down in this house. I was hoping some more regulars would jump in here tonight. The Freds and the T2s and the Fuffas.
Terry was on Zoom. They were getting ready to go for dinner. So, yeah.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
It's 6 o'clock. Everybody's probably eating or something. That's why I just went upstairs and did real quick. I reheated a leftover hamburger.
I just wanted to get with my regulars at one time, and my chat regulars, my on-screen regulars, and kind of get them a glimpse of the comings.
Doing all right, man?
I'm going to be all right, Jimmy.
Tell you what, that has been the only issue with this 37. With it being over to the side for so long, I keep accidentally breaking things off of it.
I saw, was it Lewis and Andrew were on last
Yeah,
night?
they were in
Yep.
Anniston.
Man, I saw his pictures. Lewis posted in the chat. Man, Andrew is getting big.
Yeah, he thinks we're stars. Lewis says that, he considers us celebrities, like TV celebrities. And here he is, freaking just big time.
He's the one with the full page in the magazine.
Yeah.
Oh, he was in the mag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did a full article on him.
Which one?
Scale
Model?
model enthusiast.
Oh, I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, I keep freaking forgetting. I forgot what magazine it was. If Lewis is in it, or Andrew, I'm gonna order it.
Did I sand through on that? I hope fuck I didn't. I ain't saying much.
What up, Papa?
Jimmy?
What up, Jeff?
Oh. Holy smokes. You missed it last night. Tim Brown even came in on Bob's light for a bit.
Wow.
Daniel?
Evening.
Oh, is that the jig Brian linked?
Yeah, that thing was pretty cool.
There you go, Dan. He got himself a full
Awesome.
page.
Nice. So he's built. Which ones on those are his? All of them on that page, or
All of them. Yep.
no kidding? What show was that
Awesome.
taken at?
I'm not sure what show it was at when I took the pictures, but
That's
I
cool.
think it was AtlantaCon or Acme, one of them two.
That's that.
Single
That's that new magazine that came out.
Yeah.
yeah, that was in this. This is your scale model enthusiast.
I need to check that out.
It's a quarterly magazine, Dan. Every 4
It's
months.
a what?
Every 4 months he comes out with it.
I have not been particularly thrilled with Auto Modeler, and I'm pretty sure their shipping is ungodly slow. I'm pretty sure I didn't get my last issue.
Yeah, and I
Terry
guess
was saying something about
Model
that.
Car Magazine went to the quarterly too. So
Well, was it Auto Modeler? It's going electronic also.
yeah, I mean you can go to Scale Auto Enthusiast and they got a DVD, or you can just download it right to your computer from the entire from 1979 till they quit in 2020.
Really? Hey, you got to
Yep.
pay for that?
Yep.
Oh, that would be cool.
Oh yeah.
I regret when I don't know, years ago I had years of Scale Autos, and I don't know what I did with them. If I either gave them away or I tossed them. Love to be able to go back to those for inspiration.
Well, Mike, be thankful the snow's gone for a moment. Don't laugh. It snowed up here twice last week.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
we're
We're
gonna be
finally
regular
getting into
days all week.
Okay, these are Z4 Smaller Works wheels. I just didn't print them very good. I see the marking in here.
finally
Yeah,
getting.
'cause this stuff
Going
moves
to
so
the
good.
NNL East, Dan?
What's that?
You going down to the NNL East? Or?
There's no way. I've got too much work stuff going on. I can't even think about it right now. I've been I don't even want to get. I've been doing nothing but working the last 6 weeks. This is the first Sunday I've been on the bench in over a month.
As I told somebody with positions like yours, people think it's all office, and when shit goes wrong, there's a whole lot of freaking stuff that people don't realize you got to do to make that kind of money.
Just some stuff going on with some several people that it's just every day is legal in HR, and it's a lot of fun.
Hopefully you'll be
I'm
able to
glad
get to
I
the show next
retired.
month.
Well, that won't be hard, Bob, because it's only 15 minutes from my house. So
You'll have to catch him on Saturday morning, and when he drops off and leaves and comes back Sunday.
This time I'm going to try to make sure to be there all day Saturday, because last time I spent all my time on the first day, and all the good vendors and stuff all happened on Saturday, and I was only there for a couple hours on Saturday.
Yeah, I still haven't decided if I'm going to come up on Friday, stay overnight, or just come up Saturday morning. Probably just come up Saturday morning.
There are a couple of nice little lodges in the area that aren't terribly expensive.
The cheapest one I found was about 15 minutes away. It wasn't $200.
200 a night?
Yeah.
Good God.
Maybe there's something else going on in Indy that weekend, but yeah,
I wish you'd use my guest room for $175.
I'll sleep in my car for $150.
I wouldn't mind loaning out my guest room, but my dog will just not allow it. It's just insane, the ability of this dog. My friend was over this weekend, and 8 straight hours of just him losing his effing mind. And then we're always worried with his epilepsy that's going to start triggering seizures when he gets stressed out like that.
Give him a dog gummy.
We actually have some CBD oil, but we haven't started using it because apparently you got to be on an even stricter schedule with that than the medicine he already takes.
Well, there's one piece I've lost. I still can't find the radiator course for this car.
What the hell?
That's the radiator.
to pop
Well, I
up.
tell you what,
New
found a
tab.
hell of a nice restaurant over by Dom's area called the Dirty.
Oh, I can do polls.
You're not working tonight, Brian? Or just couldn't sleep?
No,
with
I'm
all
not
everything
working.
going
I'm
on?
not working tomorrow.
What about Dom's area?
Man Beats Food. They had a guy there. It's something called the Dirty Steakhouse, and the banana split was freaking funny as the Dirty Banana Split. You'd have to see it. It's funny as hell.
And this was where?
Let me see.
Or in the Netherlands?
Yeah, or Denmark. I can't remember. I thought.
What do I want to clean?
Is Dom even here? Where's Dom? He was in here earlier.
It was in the chat.
In Denmark, which is not how Netherlands. So
Yeah.
All right,
close
later,
enough.
TJ.
Oh, Dan, I had emailed you when they came in, but I don't know if you've seen it. I appreciate the wheels.
When
That
was
in that
this?
box. They were in the box.
Oh,
thanks a
What did I
lot,
s-
bro.
what did I send you? I don't. Oh, the Porsche wheels.
Yeah, these things fit really good on that Jaguar XJ220. Like weirdly fit really nice. I need to get started on that.
You should. So you. I'm trying to remember. I gave you an extra set so you could still build that Porsche, right?
Yeah, because I was about to rob the set out of the Porsche, and I really didn't want to do that. But they looked so good on
You
the
need
Jag.
to. You need to build that Porsche, man. That's a really good kit.
That's one of them I'm wanting to do. I've got so many freaking projects going on right now. Got the
I'm just thankful for the NN Elise because friggin'
Is that next weekend?
yep.
Damn it.
we got-
No, 2 weeks. 2 weeks from yesterday.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be able to go. This is why I didn't make plans, but I've got a couple of things going on that weekend besides work. I've got to go back out to California that week too. Maybe I'll go when I retire.
Yeah, Brian. Like I
I
said,
am-
Brian posted the link. I looked at it real quick. I should have bookmarked it. I know how to get a hold of Quinny.
For what's for
Posted
what?
the link for.
That Stan.
Oh. Well, it's still in. You just got to scroll up and chat.
I just ordered one. We'll see how it is.
Tim just wants one of them ones you already got from
You know it.
Paul.
I'll hit you up about that later. Paul T's just shipped me he made me a whole box of stuff. I don't know how many stands he made me, but I know it was a bunch. So I'm about to be restocked when that package shows up in a couple weeks.
I was gonna say because you could just send it to Brandon and because he's gonna be there at the East. So.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I just sent Brandon a package. Well, yeah, when I get him in, I'll send Brandon a package. He can bring stuff over there.
And I can just introduce him to Tim.
I'm I haven't ruled out completely. I have to take a look. It's on the weekend. See, the problem is too, like, I could jump seat out there, but then I'm stuck out there until Monday night.
Then you'd be staying with Brandon for a few days, or
That's the scary part.
so he might be trying to Kevin Smith you and spoon you like he does Jimmy.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I don't know. Right now, he's running around his house dressed like a little princess.
I don't even want.
Well, it fits.
That's what she said.
Is that what Kevin said to you?
No.
And get my name off your chest.
What? Racing today. Gotta wear my shirt. My 4 Forever shirt's damn. It's a 4X from when I was fat. I can't wear that thing no more. It's like a dress.
You're not?
Damn.
No, for a long time I was stretched out 3X, 4X. I'm down to a 2X now.
Speaking
Sounds
of
like a
which,
good
thanks,
story.
and
You
I
go
gotta get
back
you-
in the lives a little bit. I was pretty damn big for a long time. I went from almost over 300 to now I'm down to 260.
Damn.
Brian, you got a message from Gary. Apparently, I'm not allowed Sunday off.
No.
And we understood this clearly. Brian fired me a couple weeks ago. You got over 50 likes in 4 hours. So
I fire you all the time.
no, this
Well,
one's
every 2
permanent.
days does.
I really don't want to check my Facebook messages, Lance.
Yeah,
Well,
Andy,
that's an
Andy
issue.
made a nice jig too. I have keep forgetting to coordinate with him to order some.
I have lost the radiator core support for this Camaro. This is why I do not like 4 projects going on at once.
Lance, you really just need to stay away from freaking goddamn AI. Oh my fucking god!
Yeah,
Oh, I gotta-
Lance is
Hey.
having a bit too much fun with AI, I believe.
AI has let all the delinquents make their fantasies come true.
It's definitely corrupted.
Oh
Link.
my god!
Oh my god. Oh my
You actually-
god.
Picture. I'll be honest with you. I got a long time friend, childhood friend that you look a lot like him in that picture. That's funny as
Oh
shit.
my god! We need to make that into a T-shirt.
Oh, I know a guy in Virginia who will make one if Kevin goes down to Acme.
Hey Jeff, could you send me that so I can email it to Krista, his daughter?
Whoever is doing the AI there, you need to get that lowrider and turn it into a blinged out hover round scooter.
That was a Cadillac. Oh,
Put spinners on it.
Oh, that is hilarious.
you're gonna have a crop. Oh no, it needs to have a crop top, Lance, with just his belly showing.
Oh Lord.
We don't want to hear about your fantasies, Jeff.
No, they're not mine, Bob. They're yours. Nice try, man. Nice try. Fuck.
That shirt needs to say "Pimp in the neighborhood moms ain't easy."
He needs one of the shirts, I Heart Hot Moms.
Up there's Terry.
But yeah, Jeff, send me that so I can send it to Krista, his daughter.
What's up, Mr. T2?
What's going on, Brian? How's everything going, buddy?
Where?
It's going. Living
I
the
lost
dream,
the
I
core
reckon.
support for that goddamn car.
Terry, get off the camera. We need to see what Rhonda's building.
We'd like to see
I'm
a
trying to
real-
get y'all fixed up. Just hold on a damn minute. There, now.
And Rhonda, did you figure out how to, when you look at that main link, the first link I sent you last night, you click it, and you want to scroll down to the bottom one, okay?
Thank you very much.
And skid marks in the house.
Oh, you know what? It's probably in this box, the Ravel Camaro, because they're stealing parts of it.
Probably till 9ish.
Hell, I never went to bed till freaking 5 o'clock this morning and back up at 9. I'm getting sick of this freaking crap.
No, not even that.
And there he is, the man, the myth, the legend, the Papa Z. Oh, literally, I can send that to Gary Bain, and he will have a shirt made up. I forgot he had one of senior or something with senior made up.
Oh, that course sport probably got
And we do need to put it to a vote. They put it to a vote last night, and Kevin Smith won the new program director job.
Oh
Because
Lord!
Lance is too busy with AI.
Oh Lord! Kevin can't even figure out how to use his phone.
Now that I'm really going to take that comment from a guy nicknamed Skidmark, and I didn't
Hey,
give you
Lars.
that. That's Darren's YouTube nickname, Skidmark.
That's Darren's real life nickname now. Where's he at? What name's he using in here?
Papa G.
Wait, Papa GS is Darren?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Papa Grand Sport.
Papa Granny Pants.
Papa Great.
Jimmy's mom won't give him a hall pass to go down to Acme.
Shut up.
Jesus, Jimmy, just bring her with.
God, no, not around you assholes.
No, Jimmy, you're in the South, so it's naturally if you go to Alabama, you
Get
get
you-
there.
You get you a hotel room with a king bed. You're
Shut
all
up.
Oh, God.
I immediately knew where I was going. Shut up.
We don't judge. We're just trying to find a way for you to be there.
Trying to find the radio course sport for us.
My problem
Damn
is,
hard.
what has Bob
Not
ever
really.
done to anybody to be stuck with Jimmy for that many hours at one time?
I like Bob. I'm not going to do that to him. That's
And
How
remember,
far is that drive to Franklin? From
For me?
Alabama. Yeah.
Between 4 and 5, depending how many times I got to stop to pee.
4 and 5, and you'd
You
have
gotta
to
do
stop
like
and
that. You gotta do like the astronaut stalker lady. Just wear a diaper.
eat 4 or 5 hours, and you'd have to
you
stop.
got a big McDonald's cup in there with you.
I probably have to stop at least twice in that time because of my
Oh,
LASIK.
hello, everybody. Would you grab me a tea while you're in there, please?
Finally, a real modeler in the Two Toes house.
The 2 toes.
The 2 toes.
I'm no math genius, but if they only took one toe, that would leave 5, wouldn't it, Rhonda? Just saying.
Yeah, from St. Louis to Indianapolis is right at 250, I think.
250. Oh, yeah, and that
Then I'm another 70 miles.
you don't
on
have
the
to go all
other
the way into Indy either. Well, it's east-west, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, Franklin's just like 30 minutes south of downtown.
Yeah,
Really
Falls
not
is
even that
supposed to
far.
go
It's
there.
like 20 miles, but the stoplights make it take forever.
And Bob, could you make sure he knows who Tim is?
Tim, what's Tim? Tim Brown?
Yeah, I might actually try to run into him one of these times. I didn't recognize him when he did that at Pappy's new house. Couldn't have picked him out of lineup.
Well, Tim doesn't sit still. He's constantly moving, and in between the model show and the stuff outside too. So, hey,
Happy
Wash.
almost pulled a me during that video.
Nice, Wash. Cool.
Kevin, I'm
Yeah.
not the one who making them things up about you.
Well, Kevin,
Yeah.
everything we say about you is true. We don't have to make anything up.
5 of us were thinking about going to Ohio for show, but we're all trying to figure out where the hell Kevin ain't going to be so we can go and enjoy it.
Well, there's something else I got to stretch build. Oh, I do not know where that radio sport is.
But I gotta say, I gotta give Lance credit. The funniest goddamn AI thing he did up was Sparkle Fuel Company. And yes, Brian, I sent every one of them pictures to Cicanelli. I'm not.
What
And
other boxes?
I am grateful for Cliff because I got rid of about 15 partially built models and all the stuff is there, and Cliff's gonna have fun.
Did I stick it in Bob's Pontiac?
My only problem is now, Brian, I'm gonna go buy 15 more to replace it.
Do what, Jeff?
I gave Cliff 2 big boxes of model stuff as housewarming gift.
Oh,
And everybody does need to get together and send Fred snap kits for a housewarming gift.
yeah.
Done.
Apparently they were tried to do the podcast and said Lucas said Fred's computer sabotaged the thing for some reason. I don't know, the podcast, and they were going to do it next week. Real quick, guys. Let me mention a few things. I doubt we're gonna get many more in here of the normals, but y'all know, most of y'all know my wife has had a lot of health problems lately, and just with everything that's on me, and by the time Saturday rolls around, I'm mentally exhausted. Coming in here on Saturdays, every Saturday is getting more and more tiresome just because I can't get nothing done during the week. And if I got any time during the week, it's maybe 45 minutes. What am I going to do in 45 minutes? Clip a couple parts, dirty an airbrush, and then clean it right back out, and I'm done. I'm going to step away from modeling for the time being. I'm going to keep the 37 Ford group build going. I'm going to handle that on the first Saturday of the month until at least I'm done, and I'm far away from finishing mine. But and it could change. I don't know. But my wife's been back in the hospital. There's going to be more appointments that got to be made. I may have to start taking her to another specialist. I don't know yet. We'll have to see how it goes. But I'm tired. My mind is mentally exhausted due to doctor appointments, finances. She can cook. She can slowly do laundry, and that's about it. Everything else in this house, I have to handle. I have to handle everything outside. I have to I handle all the finances, every dollar that comes in, every dollar that goes out. And I'm tired. When I want to sit down here and I have a minute, it's not enough minutes to do anything. This has been sitting here for 2 weeks. Over 2 weeks. Been sitting here for 3 weeks. I hadn't touched it. And I'm mentally exhausted with everything I'm doing. And like I said, 45 minutes isn't enough time to do anything. And then Saturday, that's it. You know, I'm tired. Don't feel like I can focus on the hobby. I don't feel like I'm putting myself into this as well as I would like to. And doing this now, you know, on the Saturdays, every Saturday, as tired as I am, it begins to make it feel like it's more of a job. Because regardless of how tired I am, I feel like I need to be in here. And you know, that's why, like, when I told Jeff I wasn't doing a live on the first, I told him don't stream it to my channel, because when it's streamed to my channel, I feel obligated to come in. And I just wanted a break. Just wanted a break from everything. I didn't want to have to deal with it. So from now forward, you're probably going to see me cut way back on Saturday nights. I'm just tired, y'all. And it's not. I can handle not sleeping. That's a piece of cake for me. It's complete and total mental exhaustion, and I don't have it up here to put it down here. I just don't. I just got to step away for a little while. I might still, if I'm feeling good on Saturdays, I might come in, but you know, I might put up. It'll be last minute type stuff, but to plan on it and know I'm going to do it. You know, when I get off the Saturday prior, I'm wore out. I'm wore out, and there's a lot more than, you know, a lot of people know. The last year and a half, ever since my medical issue started with my eye, I'm out of pocket about $25,000 or more, and I haven't charged any of it. It's all been paid, and I have nothing left. My savings is gone. I'm tired. I don't know what I'm going to do.
And I will say this on behalf of Brian, two things. Brian knows this alone, because we've had vehement discussions about it. The only reason I put stuff on his channel, because he's my friend and I want to see his channel keep growing. And two, when you get that kind of mental exhaustion, at least a physical exhaustion, and I'm pretty sure none of us want to see you blow up a goddamn truck on the highway in Georgia.
Yeah, you know, it's 70 hours a week is already rough, and then, you know, my stepdaughter was having her health problems. She's passed away. My mom was there for me to take my wife to, especially follow-up appointments, the specialist appointments, I should say. Her first appointment, always sat down with the doctor, but when she had follow-ups, my mom would take her. My stepdaughter was taking her for a while there until her health went down. And now she's passed away. My mom's passed away. And I have to schedule appointments after a 12 or 13 hour workday to take her to the doctor. And then I'm literally coming home, slamming some food down and jumping in the bed, waking up 6 hours later to work another 12, 13 hours to come home and probably do it again the next day. Maybe for an appointment for myself. You know, I've had, in the last year and a half, I've had many of straight weeks where I get up at 10 o'clock, 10:30, and I do not stop until I lay my head down at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm tired. and then put the medical expenses that I've had for myself and for my wife, and then it's exhausting, and I don't have it up here to put it down here. I just don't. And I do appreciate, Jeff, that you've done those.
That's friendship,
to,
Brian.
to,
Plain
to,
and
to
simple.
build to continue with my channel, but I always feel like I'm obligated to be in, and I don't want to feel obligated. I just want to erase
got
my
you covered.
mind of the week.
We got you covered. Don't worry about it.
And Bob's great. Bob will cover that because obviously I'm going to have to step away too because of racing and probably one severe health problem that I'm not going to say anything until I know for a fact, but Bob will do a great job.
Well, I don't want to. I mean, you already do your own thing too, Bob. And I don't. I definitely don't want to make somebody else feel like they got to do something because Brian ain't doing it. But I know the.
No, we got you covered.
I know my dedicated people. My on-screen people, my chat people are very used to me being here every Saturday, and I know that. And it's not been an easy decision for me to make.
You're not letting anybody down, Brian. Point blank, you're not.
Well,
No.
And if they're disappointed that you're not here, I'm sorry they feel that way because, and I'm going to say this in the right context. We all enjoy it. We all look forward. There's been many Saturday nights I've been at races, and I'd rather been here with you guys than sitting at a racetrack. Because for a better lack of a thing, we were kind of like a YouTube family now.
Oh my God,
Brian, look at what Tim Clank was just did.
I see. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Tim.
This community is at the end of the day, we all got to be strong for each other.
Got Bill's model car garage.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And Tim Kalakowicz style.
That isn't Tim, you fools. That's me.
Yeah.
To the chat, please don't start doing that. Don't, because if Tim, I greatly appreciate that, but if you just done that through mobile, I see about 55% of it. So chat, don't send those. I greatly appreciate it. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, don't start blowing me up with those because I don't see much of it. I don't see much of it.
By the way, Tim, you can thank your YouTube stalker. We're gonna have one of them paint stands for you if you're coming to the NL East.
But we'll be here. I mean, I can take some of them. I'm sure other people out here could pull some of the weight. I mean, and if you can come in and you want to come in, you come in. You don't.
Oh, that was Lieutenant Dan.
Oh, it's like you changed it. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And Dan, where I can't be in here,
I think he's got like 4 YouTube channels.
Yeah, you can come in and let Dan take my place, and he can do the live Saturday night through YouTube as well. He did a good job there several weeks ago.
Yeah, we talked about that. I wish StreamYard could let us have one more account in there.
Yeah, I honestly looked at trying to see if I could change ownership to Dan. But I can't. I can only make Dan an admin. And
just like you do with me.
Yeah.
Can't you stream to YouTube?
I thought you could have more than one admin.
If you're going to step away, Jeff, I mean, I can put him in your slot. But
could you rephrase that, please?
What's that?
Could you rephrase that, please?
Well,
Rhonda gets me. Thank you, Rhonda.
yeah, I mean, I get what you're
Hey,
saying. but
apparently, I'm used goods and
Dan, you enjoyed Jeff's slot, I thought.
Yeah, no, that's Jimmy.
Give me the
Ex-
flight.
especially if you take him for a ride in the Tesla.
That's Darren.
But yeah, that's what from
He likes him a
going
little on the
forward.
smaller side.
Going forward, I really don't think I'm going to be doing as many on Saturday nights. Like I said, I'm definitely going to keep doing the 37 group build first weekend every month. I don't care how tired I am, I'm going to get up here and do that. But the every Saturday thing, it's going forward. It's at least for the foreseeable future, maybe the next month or so. I'm trying to make some financial changes that's going to free up some money, and maybe I can get some of that worry off of my back. But yeah, I'm just going to have to take a break till I can get my mind back into the hobby and have more time for the hobby.
So take care of yourself. We'll take care of this.
Oh, yeah, bud.
Whenever you want to have one or want to come in, it's all you. But we'll get you covered.
Yeah. Oh, Brian, you and I talked on Saturday about this. I think it was Saturday, wasn't it? Was it yesterday? I think
Friday or Saturday. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe. I think it was yesterday. I was coming home from the grocery store.
Oops.
getting caught up on some rest and taking a little time off. I just think you're going to miss it a lot quicker than you think.
It's become a steady part of all our lives, especially me
Oh,
the
yeah.
past 3 years, Dan the past year, and
The last 3 years, 4 years I've been doing this. I've had a great time with y'all guys. Y'all have really helped me a lot. Especially over the last year and a half. That once I had started with my health problems, I was losing my shit, and to come in here and sit down and laugh and cut up, and it was a joy. It was a joy, to say the least.
yes, and Linda, if you ever go to a modeling show and you see the only Gut Fuels Hobby Barn shirt, say hi to Linda. Or it could be Rue wearing the shirt. I don't know which one's going to get it.
All I know is I want one of those Kevin Smith's Pimpin' Ain't Easy shirts.
Yeah.
Go get Gary Bain or Jeff Wallace, and they could probably print you one out.
I'm going to be wearing that around all elementary school age children in the neighborhood.
You would get put on a list.
No, you want the one of him trying to kiss Jimmy on the cheek. That's the one you need to wear.
Oh, I
That
haven't
would
seen
also
that
get
one.
you put on a list.
Oh my God, you should have been in here. You missed it, Dan. Kevin's daughter somebody actually sent her the photo of it. The one they're made of that. She's like, I told her to print it out and make Kevin sign it at the next model show.
That was me.
And by the way, Linda Rue, you going over to New York next week? Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make that show May 9th in New Hampshire. I'm literally going to go to the seacoast of New Hampshire for a race. I will actually send that picture to Gary Bain, Blue Ridge Models, and I will have him print one out for Brian so Brian can walk it around. Pimpin' Ain't Easy with Kevin Smith on it. Brian would actually have fun with that shirt at Acme.
I don't know. Would I?
I think you would, just for the fun of it. Oh. I'm kind of bummed though. You guys all win awards and Linda gets interviewed by Doug White.
Which where was that at?
That was at the RTF show in Mass. That was actually the first time, second interview he did that day. First, I can't remember.
Was this recent?
No, 3 years ago.
Oh, they need a follow-up interview. Rhonda, you got Terry on the system now, assisting you as needed.
Actually, let me see if I can find that video.
He does. I'm gonna.
Mixing your paints and feeding you and all the stuff a modeler needs support with.
6 million.
Yeah, he does that. I'm getting to help me put the tire on because it don't want to go on for some reason.
Should be enough.
Oh. Was it 2022 or 2023, Linda?
What kids did I have out recently? I may have stuck that course for it.
It's 2022.
Not the HHR.
My my buddy who's over this weekend. He's a airplane builder. Really good builder. I let him paint some. I let him paint some car parts last night. It was driving me nuts.
Okay, and if
He paints super slow and careful. I'm like, just spray it on there.
Flood it.
What did you do? What the hell is that noise?
I'm banging my top
Man, a paint can.
paint can.
Okay, I'm going to put the link in, and it's at the 2-minute 30-second mark, and then I'll go forward.
Where the
Who's that?
fuck?
Kevin Smith. What's up, Darren? Kevin Smith. Good Lord.
Oh Lord, Kevin.
Who's that Kevin Smith character, right?
Oh shit! The mobile reporter is out and roaming.
I wanted to come on here and try to say something without being interrupted.
No.
Have at it. Give her a try.
I don't know. I don't want to make this about me, but I know where
Yes,
you're
you do.
coming from, Brian. I've been dealing with this with my wife for the last 5 years, and I really appreciate you guys keeping me entertained and giving me a break from it, because I know exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah.
My wife's been she's to the point now where I just about got a spoon feed her. She'd been bedridden for the last 5 years, and that's the only only relief she gets from me is when I can get out and talk to you guys.
That's why you
Yeah.
go hang out at the speed bump.
So just so you know, we're praying for you.
Well, I appreciate it. I really do.
I know it's that's why I said I don't want to make this about me. But I don't know how many people are even aware of what our situation is. Krista's so busy working and taking care of their kids and stuff, she don't have time to help. So it's all on my back.
Right.
I didn't realize
Yep.
it was that bad, Kevin. Sorry to
The
hear
only
that.
difference is
Yeah.
my wife
I didn't
won't go
realize
to
either.
my wife won't go to a doctor or to a hospital, and she self-medicates with freaking Tylenol and shit. It's
That
a
ain't
real
good.
headache.
Well,
Yeah.
I got in an argument with mine in the ER
Oh, me too.
Wednesday. No, Thursday, because so when it was what Wednesday, she sat down and she's my heart hurts,
Oh, I know.
and she was a little bit more short of breath than normal, and
I hear you, man.
I was checking the vitals I could check. She seemed all her vitals seemed fine, and she decided call 911. So I called 911, and they come out, they checked her over, and they said that all her vitals are fine. She doesn't really have any symptoms of a heart attack.
Yeah.
That she thought she was short of breath because she had a sinus infection last week where she went to the doctor.
Yeah.
They felt like it had moved into her chest,
Mhm.
and they recommended to just get her to prompt care or get her to our personal doctor as soon as we could.
Right.
So I immediately called our personal doctor and made an appointment for Thursday morning.
Hey.
They definitely felt like she had like bronchitis or something.
Yeah.
And she said, I can go send you to the other location to get an x-ray. She said it would be tomorrow. And she said, I recommend that y'all go on to the emergency because they can do the blood panel, they can do an EKG, they can do it just to make sure. She said, I really don't think it's heart related.
Yeah.
So my wife says, okay, let's go to the ER. So we went, and as soon as they mentioned admitting her, she was, no, I'm not being admitted. And and at that point in time, I'm like, yeah, the fuck you ain't.
Yeah. Really.
After all this, you are being admitted, whether you like it or not. And it wound up at it was what did they call it, gastronitis.
Yeah.
She had
right.
inflammation in her gastral tract,
Mm.
which could explain. You got part of your intestinal tract, which they do call upper angina.
Yeah.
That could explain her chest pain.
Mhm.
Not to be confused with vagina, right?
Right.
Gotta have a little humor. It's either that or cry.
They done a full workup. They done an echocardiogram, not an EKG, where they go in and with not in, but they look at your heart with a sonogram, checking all the valves. Of course, a full blood panel. They done a stress test. They felt like everything was normal, and she did go in with her stomach was really, really hard, especially over on the right side near your, what is that? Your
Liver.
yeah, in the liver area. But when they done a CT scan, they saw what appeared to be inflammation in the bile tract,
Oh
where,
yeah.
where the bile comes out of your liver.
Yeah.
And she's already had her gallbladder removed, and you know they did
Same
say,
here.
yeah, sometimes they said sometimes it can happen that, you know, a couple years later, because this has been 10, 12 years ago
Oh yeah.
that happened.
Yeah, she had hers removed 20 years ago.
Yeah, so you know and she's already had problems after she broke her hip, where
Yikes.
she had stress fractures in both of her heels. As soon as, literally, the first one was bad, they had to put a cast on that one. And then she went into a boot. And as soon as she got out of the boot, her other heel started to hurt.
Yeah.
And that was a compound fracture. That was caught early. She was just able to do a boot.
Sounds like osteoporosis.
Yeah, she's got osteoporosis. But she,
Big time.
in the process of having the boot on her already weakened leg from hip replacement, she had a fall that she didn't tell me about, which led to the compound fractures in her back, which has led to what we're doing now with her back problems.
Hey,
And then when she's in the hospital and they got up to walk her, she could barely walk because her left heel is hurting really bad again.
hey.
And then after I get her home, I look on the bottom of her foot, and she's got a freaking nasty knot right on your heel,
Yep.
the front side of the heel where the plantar connects
Yep.
to the front of the heel. There's a big knot right there. And she's been using Voltaren cream, and it's helping, which is great. Doesn't sound like it's a fracture, but you know, it's going. I've got to make. They recommended to get her to a pulmonary doctor, pulmonologist, just to better check on her lung that way.
Well, you
And,
have to bring that damn doctor up.
yeah, and you know it's just it's going to be more doctor's appointments and more specialist appointments. Obviously, no telling what I'm going to have to do for her foot, if I'm gonna have to get her back to what are they, an optometrist or either a podiatrist, one or the other.
Podiatrist.
Specialist.
Yeah, it's been like 5 years ago, Mother's Day, that we rushed Roxanne into the hospital, and I was out in the hall talking to her doctor about her being so crippled, and she heard me talking about it. Next thing you know, we got a screaming match between me and her and the doctor, and she demanded to be sent home right then. And it's like, and ever since then, she won't go back to a hospital or a doctor. So it's pretty much on me. When I try to help her up to go to the bathroom and stuff, when I get her up, her legs just sound like you're putting a shovel in the gravel. It's like she's got that arthritis from head to toe. And
You fit the paint the back.
Yeah, when
You spray that one, but you
came home with a broken hip, you know.
yep.
But all that chrome on that.
I was still working. My mom was here. I would always, if she needed to go to the bathroom, because she was going to bed really early then.
Yeah.
And if she needed to go to the bathroom while I was home, she woke me up.
Yeah.
So I never got a full night's sleep, you know, for the first month.
Oh, what sleep?
And then before I'd leave to
Wouldn't know
go
what
to
that
work,
is.
before I'd walk out the door to go to work, I'd check on you. You need to get up and go to the bathroom now. So hopefully you don't have to bother my mom until 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, then after I left, if she had to get up and go to the bathroom, she'd have to call my mom, and my mom would go in there and help her to the bathroom, make sure she was good. It didn't take her long.
Yeah.
To be able to do it on her own, but it was, and then with the broken heel and a cast on, I was getting up for that. making sure she, especially for the first 2 or 3 weeks until she got comfortable walking on it. Yeah,
but
it's
that's a nightmare.
been rough.
About 6 months ago, my brother went and bought one of them Hoyer lifts. It's called. It looks like a engine hoist for picking people up.
Yeah.
We're about to start using that thing. I brought it in the house the other day to try to help her up. She started screaming at me about bringing that in the house. Like,
Yeah, I couldn't believe she.
Here
When
I
they
am.
when I made her sign the paperwork for the admission, she was starting to get out of the bed, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "I want you to take me outside so I can smoke a cigarette." I said, "I'm not taking you fucking outside. You got an IV in your arm. You
Right.
can't."
Yeah.
And then we got in an argument about taking her outside to smoke a damn cigarette.
I know. That's the only thing good out of her hospital visits. She quit smoking after that. But
Yeah, I wish to God mine would. Because
Y'all
Y'all trying to say something here, Brian?
I'm watching those cigarettes. I'm watching those cigarettes kill a friend and a wife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's killing me. I mean, everybody wonders why I don't build and stuff. But there ain't enough time in the day to even wipe my own ass. Like, I just wish
Damn.
everybody get off my back about it.
How dirty is your ass, dude?
You don't want to know. when you're when you're taking care of somebody else, you barely have enough time for yourself.
Dan, he's free balling just for you.
Oh,
I'm
God.
lucky. I'm lucky if I get in bed at 7 o'clock in the
I'm gonna
morning
be in the
every
paint
night.
booth for just a minute.
You're cool. But anyway, enough about me. Anyway,
You're right. We may have to transfer. We're gonna have to have skid mark 1 and 2 or something here.
Shut up.
well, that's the worst part of here I am with a fucked up back, and then I got to try to lift her, and she ain't no little lady.
I'm waiting for Darren to walk into freaking Acme and everybody else. Kid Mark.
I bet
I'll
y'all
give you
get those nurses more now.
So
don't you?
anything
All I
Lance
know-
or anybody else can call me. You can't offend me after everything she's called me.
All I know is that piece of shit Fiero kit that Darren gave me is gonna have a special paint job and license plate.
Was it gonna be yellow with a black stripe?
Oh, jeez.
You're a professional builder. You'll figure it
It's gonna be
out.
pink with a brown stripe.
It's gonna be
That's
pink.
part of model building, right?
I gotta
That's
get STS to make me some Fruit of the Loom decals.
Well, congratulations. Look at that, Kevin Smith.
What?
Husband and wife. Rue won 9 awards, stayed at an IPMS show, and Linda won 2.
Yeah.
And
Well,
by
when
the
you-
way, I linked the video to Doug White's interview with her.
I gotta commend Brian sticking with his wife and taking care of her. I mean, I've been with my wife 43 years. I can't imagine walking away from her. It's like you just can't do stuff like that. She'd be there for me if she'd be there for me if I needed her to help me.
Oh, I thought you were saying you can't do it, but you can imagine it.
Oh, I could imagine it. Believe me, it's been discussed. I told her, I said, I'm the only thing you got. What would happen if I left? Something happens to me.
No, it is seriously though. That is a lot of work.
I mean,
You're doing what your vows said, Kevin. At the end of the
I'll
day,
never-
you truly are going by what the true values and vows say.
I mean, you'll never, there ain't nothing anybody can say to offend me. Lance or Jeff or any of them can say what they want. It don't bother me a bit.
Kevin, you don't want me to take that challenge.
Jesus.
You don't.
Oh, Jeff, I'd have you curled up in a ball crying.
Somebody cue the Mike Tyson punch out music, please.
Jordan calling me a pedophile. I can't think anything.
I never told you that.
I know you haven't. Somebody else did.
It doesn't matter when anybody else in here called you. It matters what the court said it was.
That's what it is. Just because I ride around with candy in my power chair, right?
Oh, Jesus.
Lord
Christ.
Jesus. No.
Uh,
Starting to scare me.
Anything you say here can and will be used against you.
yeah, right.
And by the way,
Hey.
did anybody hear Terry too trying to tell Rhonda how to build a model? Who's the more successful modeler in there? Raise your hand if you think it's Rhonda.
Hey, let them come and arrest me. It'd be a break for me. I'd get 3 squares a day in a bed.
I mean, I wasn't sure what Rhonda's potential was after Terry got Acme Best in Show hubcaps, but she's coming out.
Oh,
I'm never going to let Terry live down the hubcaps.
Guess she'd have to fill me in on that. I missed something here.
The best in show hubcap.
He
and I remember a direct
Dan's jealous because he can't get his hubcaps as shiny as mine.
And Darren,
Oh, I see.
Dan, the best part on the patio, she looked right at Brian and said, "He's never going to shut up about this now." me and Brian looked at each other and went, "Get a point."
What's up, Benito?
But like I said, I did the interview, link the interview up there if you can go watch that for Linda and Rue. Took her 31 years finally get her to say I do.
31 years, huh?
Yeah.
That's
I
common
always
law at
thought
that
they were
point.
husband and wife until she corrected me, and several months later,
Man, if you don't know after 31 years, how long does it take, right?
they're honest. They're
35.
Kevin, you would if you ever met them too. They are just such kind and
Yeah.
cool people.
Yeah, she seems like a pretty cool, like she called herself the modeling chick.
Except for on Valentine's Day when I thought she was going to be a widow, when Rue, her husband, stood up in front of everybody. Thanks, guys, for making this a great club. And directly behind him on his right, she had to correct him. I was like, oh, that was. I'm like going, oh, he's not making it home today.
Geez.
And she's one hell of a good builder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she does pretty nice stuff, I'll say.
The funniest part with her I ever had was Steve Kerb came to our show, and she goes, "Do you know where Kerb is?" And literally, Kerb walked by. I said, "Yeah, that's him." I think I scared Steve away.
So I guess Brian's going to hire me to take over for him, right?
Oh God, no.
what could possibly go wrong there?
Yeah, really.
Everything.
Do you want the list?
Everything.
He had trouble putting his car on a spinny thing in an interview.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not getting blamed for this one. And Linda and Rue won 11 awards between them today.
Wow,
Nice.
really?
Sweet.
I thought trophies didn't matter, Jeff. Here we go.
Shots fired.
Kevin, shut up.
Shots
No,
fired.
Kevin.
Yeah, congrats, Linda. and
They
Rue.
matter to the
Kevin,
owner.
shut up.
Congratulations, Linda.
Yeah. So
Your compliment.
Is Rue with you?
That's an
Because-
inside joke.
If
Sorry.
Rue's with you, Linda, I just want to let him know that although he hasn't had the piece of paper to say he was officially dying, that officially now he's dying because he's going to sign a piece of paper.
They got married like 2 years ago.
Oh,
Literally, May 2nd, if you've never seen me again, it's pretty sure she ran me over. So send her money to wash her car.
And by the way, hello, Steve, Mr. Kerb.
You gotta wash
Howdy,
the jet
Kurt.
stank out off.
Howdy, Curb. I see Darren with his back to the camera over there.
Yeah, I heard Fred was going to spill the special advice for Darren at Acme, a board stretcher.
Did you guys ever see this paint?
Duplicate. What color? Well, let me put you up on screen.
Color Splash.
Never heard of that.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
let me look at it.
Is
that
it
the-
is it an actual automotive or a Canadian version Rust-Oleum?
I really don't know.
I finally
that-
stumped Irv. Yes.
Well, I never read the can. I just bought the paint. I tried it, I liked it, and I bought more.
Is that
It's
is that the 2K in a can?
No,
it's canastolium.
Canastolium.
Cannot
It's that
Rust-Oleum.
Mooney and
See where
Cooney
it's made.
Rust-Oleum.
Rust-Oleum.
I don't know. We got a loose dog on the.
I don't know where it's
I don't
made.
know.
I'll have to Google it.
Brian, can you cue the Jeopardy music?
Actually, you know, it's nice painted.
Yeah,
it lays
Rust-Oleum
out-
is very nice paint.
This
Sure
stuff lays
is.
out nice and glossy.
I call it Trust-Oleum.
Rust-Oleum.
So, real quick,
Hey, I trust it.
You just got to outsmart the paint. That's all.
Hey,
Oh,
Snappy
yeah.
built the Snap Kit and Rust-Oleum paint on models.
the
Let's see what that is. I'm gonna Google it and see.
Some of my best paint was Trust-Oleum.
I've
Rust-Oleum.
never tried
Dan.
Rust-Oleum paint on a model.
Dan,
I'd try
Wasn't
one.
me.
what's
Didn't do it.
what's the guy's
Oh, you definitely did.
name? Andy that he does. They do the other hangout.
Yeah, Quiney, Quinstar on here.
What's his last name?
Quiney, Quiney.
Oh, okay,
Rhymes
what-
with whiny. Don't tell him I said that.
okay.
That's what I was going to ask you, but
Gary
There we
said
go.
it's Andy that's printing those stands.
And I know Andy has designed his own stand that's pretty good. That one you showed me, I didn't see Andy putting on one like that, but Andy makes a pretty good stand too.
Does he? Okay. Because Gary's saying yes, he can make them.
he's a shit dog.
He told me not
Sorry.
to buy any.
I don't think Andy's has got some kind of motion on it, but I don't think it's got all that on it.
Now I'm trying to find a link, so give me a second here.
Paul Tees has sent me a whole box of them here. They're on the way. Anybody didn't get
Of which of the ones that you've sent out in the past?
the ones
Yeah.
I've sent out in the past.
I
And
like.
think
I do like that one for painting. That one's
he
nice
actually
for painting.
he also sent me adapters that he designed that you can take that spinning base of the Tamiya paint stand and put his paint stand on it.
Oh, really?
Yes,
He
and
sent me some last time, but he forgot to put the screw inserts.
But you know,
in.
I spin mine after I get it paint. I don't use the spinner while I'm painting.
oh, there he is, right
some-
here.
I hold it and turn it by hand, anyways. Actually, the same as Brian wants.
I'll get Quiney to give me a picture of his. He's got a pretty cool stand he designed too.
Is
Just
that
send it
him
to
there,
me on
Quinn?
Facebook.
Quinn Star? Is that him?
Windstar, yeah, is he here? There he is.
Yeah. Andy,
Okay.
you send that picture.
Jimmy, what are you doing?
I'll post
Jimmy,
it.
get your
Jimmy, what are you
pecker
doing?
out of the camera.
Jeff,
Back off.
he's holding a cigarette in front of his camera. Jimmy's got his crotch in the camera. What the hell are you two up to?
I stood up. What?
Oh, jeez.
What was that, Skid Mark?
We got a little BDSM
Exactly
going
what I
on the
said.
live.
Worst part is he's got his crotch right over my head.
I stood up. What?
This gives new meaning to the Adams fan, or no,
I'm definitely interested in
Brady
one, Andy.
Be right here.
God, Jimmy, you just
That
broke my
bigger?
fucking screen.
Kevin, you did that yourself.
Andy, I know I said your last name rhymes with whiny, but Jeff put me up.
It's either
I
one or
actually
stymie.
just messaged Andy. If he wants to send a picture to me on Facebook, I can post it up here.
Yeah, Andy's made a pretty cool stand himself.
God,
But
Gary.
Gary said and he posted in chat there. He said he can make the exact same one.
I don't know. I never had problems with my 2-inch dowel rod. That's what I always use.
What?
Double sticky tape on it and mount your body on it.
Well,
What the
yeah,
hell are we talking about?
I used to use a coat hanger
What?
when I was a kid. Coat
That's
hanger worked great.
after the 2-inch dowel rod is used.
2-inch dowel rod's nice and balanced in your hand.
What you
Oh
showing,
my-
Curb? What's that?
What are we talking about? The same
This
thing
is
here,
a plastic tube.
For a paint stand.
That's
Kevin? Oh,
what?
okay. I don't know what the hell you were talking
Oh,
about.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, just snap it off. See?
Yeah.
Snap it off.
Now there's a hole there.
Well, I'm familiar
Right.
with 2-inch diameter there, Dan.
I wonder how, Dan, I wonder how Kevin's measuring that.
Kevin's
Yeah,
out there.
broom
Kevin's out there
handle.
trolling the neighborhood talking about his 2-inch dowel rod. I was like, what?
It's called diameter, Jeff.
Mm, mm, mm.
Not,
Now, if it
not
was
what-
radius, it'd be 4 inches.
Jesus.
what Jimmy
All
said.
right. Oh,
Oh, Jesus.
I guess you don't know your geometry.
Wait a minute. Now
I do.
you trying to tell everybody that's why your wife can't get up and move around?
Hey, you never know. You wonder why I'm bald.
Kevin's
call it
other
the head-
nickname. Kevin's other nickname is Tuna Can.
I call it my bald head's from the headboard disease. Headboard bumping. Now it's getting deep, right?
Oh yeah.
Good Lord.
It's a nice paint. I don't know if I should clear coat that.
So, Brian, I have at least one question for you, but prayers to you and your wife, and hope you get everything back in line here in the near future. Do you still think you're going to make Acme?
You freaking better.
Hold on, I'm in the paint booth.
All right.
Well, we can talk shit about him while he's painting.
Yeah.
You fucking better, or we're going down to his house and dragging him out of bed.
Oh, that's all right. Bob had a better one for the Acme weekend. He said we can have Snappy's tent bill or homeless encampment.
Yeah, camp there.
Well, as soon as,
Oh, I like that. We just set up camp on his front yard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would not go well with Miss Vicky.
Well, there's only one way to
Cool.
find out.
We
He's got
could get
plenty,
some
he's got
fancy
plenty of
seats.
room all over the neighborhood down there. They ain't even got houses in the whole neighborhood, so you can set up tents next door.
Well, I'll bring some old van chairs to put out and sit around.
Either that or bring you about an old 1969 Winnebago and set it up.
Darren,
That would
did you?
actually be cool.
Darren, did you see that? Did you see that
Like the
picture I
old
did of Pappy's house?
bookmobile.
No, I didn't. I'll have to.
You would all be staying at Fred's house and Fred's staying at the host hotel for the weekend.
Yeah.
We'll figure that one out. Hey,
Mhm.
Jerry
Hey
Wilson.
Jeff, who's got that? The picture I posted up on Fred's his
Oh,
repainted
wait.
house.
Yeah, I know what one you're talking about.
You know what was funny about that?
What's that?
The AI, when I had it put that 67 Chevelle all over the house, it
Yeah.
instinctively drew the garage door open with a model workbench in there. I'm like, wow.
That was I don't have that one, so
It must know if I'm doing pictures of
Oh, Billy.
Fred, there's models involved.
So yes,
All
to
I
answer
know is
your
if I
question,
scroll-
Terry, I am planning on Acme.
Okay.
Irregardless if I have anything finished to take or not.
It'll be good just having you there. You know, maybe it'll give you a little bit of break from all the stuff anyway. So
Well, while you're on the
good
subject of
news, might
Acme,
not get Kevin and Jeff and Smith. Oh crap! There goes the neighborhood.
Although, let me say this, I'm planning on going, but I don't know if I'm going to make a weekend thing out of it.
right.
Because like last year, my wife went and stayed with her daughter, and
yeah, I wish I could do that.
I don't know. I don't know how comfortable I feel about leaving my wife by
Right.
herself the whole weekend.
All right, I got a
Yeah,
plan.
you can't
I
do
got
that.
it. I got it worked out. We'll bring Kevin Smith down there since he's an experienced caregiver, and then you bring the wife with.
Okay.
Kevin can help out.
I think he wants his wife to live.
Jesus.
Dan. Dan. Yes, Dan and Brian. This is the one Andy's.
He said he can do the same one.
Yep,
I
and
want-
make it movable. This is some of it. It's got a more bigger base stand, so.
Come on, Billy.
All right, thank you, Andy. And how the hell did I get roped into working tonight?
You
I
volunteer.
see how it is. I
Yeah,
see how it is.
that's
Dan
how.
gets messages you're going live, and I don't. I see how the is.
It's kind of like, Jeff, the time you asked how you ended up in the Blue Oyster. Well, quit hanging around the front door, and I won't drag you in there.
Why is it you?
Oh,
And,
shit.
well, excuse me. There's only two people that ever bring up the Blue Oyster. You and Gary Ride to Win. So I'm just saying.
Well, law enforcement, we know the movie.
I just had a vision of Jeff in that leather biker hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be
Doing the
Darren
tango.
and Jimmy. That would be Darren and Jimmy. And
Nah,
Dan would be driving them.
Jimmy's way, Kevin, he's way too young. Jimmy's way too young. So,
Well, like I said, if I ever escape Alcatraz, I'll start going to
If
shows like Acme and all that. But till then, I'm stuck local.
If Jimmy's old enough to take his mom out on a date to a concert, he can go to the Blue Oyster.
is there a certain age for taking your mom out on a date?
14? I don't know, Jimmy.
That'd be kind of tough for me. Mom passed away in '96. Come on, Billy. This way.
Note to self, make sure Linda and Rue get all your model kits, even if Linda talks negatively or Rue's got too much stuff.
What's up, TJ?
Up, Cliff.
Well, fellas, I'm going to go back to the chat and let somebody else come in. I just wanted to talk to Brian and let him know we're praying for him and
I appreciate it, man.
all that happy crap. So y'all take care, and I'll.
In the future, you're going to look like Kevin Smith.
All right, Kevin.
I'll go in the chat and start blabbing there.
Don't forget to put on a fresh Depend before you go to bed, sir, so you don't chafe.
You know, I never thought I'd have to say this, but I'm starting to think Cliff is the only normal person I know. And I know Sarge, I'm just saying.
If you think Cliff is normal.
Yeah.
I wasn't in Acme in 2025, so, or 2024.
So, so Jeff sees a guy wearing pasties. He's like, yeah, he's normal.
Now, Dan, there's a little backstory to that. I made a bet with Cliff. Cliff made him. Cliff wore him, so I owe Cliff $50. He couldn't do it at the NNL East, so he did it at Acme. And man, did Cliff friggin' some of the most stoic people were even friggin' damn near killing over laughter when Cliff walked in. And Cliff didn't mean to video bomb it, but he did.
I know how that is, TJ. It's hard not to.
Like I told you, Jimmy, if you stop in Alabama, you can legally get married. It's okay there.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Sorry, TJ.
And I'm not going to mention I do have a cousin in Alabama.
Oh,
I shouldn't have said that, but
You shouldn't have.
No, give me eyes. Family all over the place on dad's side.
Tell you, TJ, that looked like a great show. My buddy Don Piggott posted a bunch of photos from there.
Tore this place apart. You cannot find the radiator, the damn force support for the freaking Camaro. It is here somewhere.
I'm still planning on making it up to the upstate show too.
Damn, man, Andy, that looks unbelievable.
Play bar. Keep the rear end from moving side to side.
Okay.
Is it up here with the mini truck? Did it get thrown up here with the mini truck? I moved the mini truck without breaking it now. What project I gotta get going on? Let me try to.
So,
And before I forget,
Oh,
it'll be a while. If you really want to support Brian and his channel, go here and do a little shopping.
Go where?
There's only one person's ever bought anything from his
Oh,
store.
you talking about my Teespring?
You t-shirts?
Yeah, here,
Let's see. What did I do with that? There it is.
let me see. Yeah, let me go back here.
I'm gonna find the damn horse port somewhere up here, right in front of my face, and I'm gonna be very, very upset.
mhm.
You know, I've torn my bench apart looking for it.
There you go. There's a list of stuff right there.
I keep forgetting to go in
You
there.
got
and-
a whole line of merchandise. Holy smokes.
Yeah. I keep forgetting. I want to do an embroidered hat, but I keep forgetting.
That looks like a
to
good
go in there and
place
do
to
it.
put the Kevin Smith T-shirt.
Need a shirt that says Fire Fafa Squad.
And this one, well, what the hell? This one is the infamous broken spoke truck.
So where
You need
is
a
the
decal for the
merchandise?
back window of that truck that says broken
I
spoke.
put the link in chat there, Darren.
I did, and it went to his channel, but it didn't go to the
No, it
merchandise.
goes right to his
You should be
If you
able
go
to
to
get to the merchandise store.
You should be
from
able to
the-
access it right from my channel.
yeah,
Yeah.
just go to the store. That's
Where's
where
it
I
at
put it.
on there? Is it at the top? Oh, where it
Yeah.
says store.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right where the link I put in. I mean, oh, I never thought I'd see the day that Jimmy was smarter than Darren. Never.
It's not like there's a difference.
Yeah.
You say the day Jimmy sharded like Darren?
That's a good one.
The next time I will, man.
Speaking of shart, I'll be right back.
Oh God!
Oh God.
Don't forget to do that vegan strawberry milk, Jimmy.
You did what to that vegan's what?
Oh Lord. There we go. For $500, Cliff will give Kevin Smith a lap dance. He would too. You give 500, hell, you give him $50, you give him one
I keep forgetting them.
with his propeller, his
Right.
pasty propellers, and Daisy Dukes on, and things you mentally can't unsee now. So if you and Dan or you and Brian want to work that out that week, kick me out, put you on there. And problem is, Kevin might enjoy it a little too much, Cliff.
Do what, Jeff? What did you say about what?
Take me out because I got to be in New Hampshire all week at New Hampshire Motor Speedway next weekend. I got NNL East, and I got a club meeting, and then it's all straight racing from there on out. Help provided.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into it. That's going to be up to Jeff, but y'all do keep Jeff in your prayers. He needs them as well.
Yeah.
Brian, like you said, I'm just too stupid to die. I do. I quote people go, how come you ain't dead yet? Have you not heard, Brian? I'm just too stupid and Lucifer scared the hell I'm going to take over.
Oh, what
Hell.
the?
Yeah, Lucifer ain't going to let you in. You're going to be stuck in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, poor Cliff is going to, I'm telling you, Cliff, you might end up with a bigger box. I might just go get a 50-pound packaging box and throw stuff in there and send it home with you to Oklahoma.
Sergeant's in chat. Hey, Sarge. didn't realize he was in there. I was in the paint booth.
I'm just hoping you get the motorcycles in the back of the Pepsi truck without falling over. I watched some real dirt track racing last night. Watched a smooth operator kick it up in Farmers City, Illinois.
Wish they used to show that stuff a lot on TV, World Outlaw. They don't show it anymore.
Yeah, they got their own channel now, so I like them. I like Lucas is okay, but World Outlaws is better to me.
They got where they needed to charge money for what they were doing because they didn't like giving it away for free.
Well, you know, you look at it this way: you got people who put their butts in the stands and pay to see it. You know, it's the only right thing to do. Plus, all the money in for infrastructure and camera work and production trucks ain't cheap. But with them, you get the Outlaw. You get so much more. You get a lot of stuff out of New York and the Eastern Seaboard. Hey, John. They even do a couple shows up there. I think one in Quebec, at Cornwall, and Derby, Granby. I'm sorry, Granby, and they do the one over in Cornwall, over in Ontario. And they'll even be back in Kevin Smith's area over in can't think of that, Mansfield Speedway. What's Miss Rhonda working on?
Pete.
Pro Street Mustang.
I gotta find a better tape than that friggin' stuff I got from Australia.
Australia.
I gonna do after stripping the wing Daytona on the Superbird. I'm gonna do a lace ghost job on it, but I can't get nothing to hold it down good enough so I can get a nice lace pattern. So. And Curb's over there studying hard for something. I ain't sure what.
Yeah. I'm on Facebook and some lady's looking to buy a used car. And she wants something cheap and doesn't need any maintenance.
Yeah. Cheap and doesn't want any maintenance.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Hell, there ain't no such thing as a free.
I know some guy says
nowadays.
Even a new car is going to cost you maintenance.
Tell her to go to Walmart and buy her a Hot Wheel.
They totaled out so many damn cars during COVID. There ain't no cheap used cars.
No, there isn't. No. There's no cheap cars anymore. That's right. You're long gone. My first car was $550, and I probably paid too much for it at the time. But
your first T-Rex ride was $550.
Hey, it was a '66 Mustang convertible.
That what's wrong?
289 automatic, power steering, power brakes. Even the top worked.
Going outside with Daddy. Go potty.
You go
Rhonda, you need to do a model of Steve Curb's Mustang he owned.
I did one.
What do you think? Here's Mustang?
Curb. He's on here.
Good night, Andy.
Lives up in Canada.
Oh, okay.
Good night, Andy.
And Brian, he said he's gonna send you some pictures when the thing is.
All right.
I got all kinds of spare parts. There's no extra body. Oh, yeah.
Ah, shit.
You can find them Plymouth Superbirds fairly reasonable price on eBay. And I'm going to do a video for my friend's house. I'm not going to disclose the location, but holy mother of God. You want to talk about, I mean, kits from what before I was born. And I'm a 1965 Generation X1 model.
I have no idea. Oh, you want a tree?
Uh-oh. See this, Rhonda, right here. Curb's going to show you what he built of his own actual car.
Yep, there it is right there. Oh, it fell apart.
It's a Ford.
Just like the real car.
Oh,
Yep,
God.
that's what it had. A 66 Mustang convertible looked just like that.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
That's very nice.
It wasn't a bad little car. Had a lot of Bondo in it, a lot of rust.
I bet it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I drove it for a couple of years and sold it to a guy, and he put it off the road and broke into.
Oh, cool.
That's the old saying, better him than you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I moved up to a 71 Cougar.
And Kevin's advanced age, any Cougar is over 100 years old.
Oh well.
Nice job, Curb.
I built this when I started getting back into building models. So this was quite an old build, actually. Nothing fancy about it. I used lacquer automotive paint.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
One day, Curb's going to have to send me a picture on Facebook of that diorama he won at Classic Plastic with. It's cool.
Well,
In my room,
I have that. I can send you a picture.
All right.
I don't know. You're on my Facebook, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to send you one here shortly.
And you've been inundating me with Canadian clubs up in the Maritimes.
The what?
You've been sending me invites for Maritime Canadian model clubs.
Yeah. Well, we only have, there's two model shows up here where I am in my province. And one is in it's the same time they have the Atlantic National Car Show. You ever hear tell of that?
I've heard of that through that bad tag guy there.
Yeah, it's a big, big car show. A lot of cars from all over Canada come. But anyway, they have a model show there now. My friends and I, we used to go to it, but then it got to the point last year we didn't go because, we're getting old in age and we can't walk around like we used to. And you had to park your car in probably a good, I don't know, almost 1,000 feet. You'd have to walk to the building. So we just said, fuck it. We're not going there this year. So we probably won't go there this year either.
Yeah, that's when I go to Star Speedway, one of my club members, Paul Urjo, he had a stroke a couple of years ago and he doesn't get out of the house too much. So I'm going to take him to one of our races and I'm going to get him in line early when they open it, get him his handband and stick him in the truck. When they pull in the pits, get him out and they're just going to hang out and have fun.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, good idea for sure. But no,
But there's one bad problem to it, Steve. Every time I stop at his house, I end up going home with kits I don't need. And it's not just kits. Do you remember the AMT mini motorhome camper truck.
Mini motorhome camper truck.
Yeah.
Was that a van?
Yep, the van. The mini motorhome was a van.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I've never really seen one myself, but
He gave me one. He doesn't have just one. He has like 4 of them.
yeah, a lot of people have a lot of triples and doubles, and
And
I've got a few models. I think the one I have the most of is the AMT Surf Woody.
my buddy Andrew, I think. Oh no, he's doing the one with a shack. I can't think what that is. That's not.
Oh, that's yeah, that the little shack is
like a tiki hut or something like that.
yeah, that's Ross, Ed Ross. Yeah. I've got one of those actually. It's not painted, but I got one. I built the car years ago. I don't know where the hell I put that, but anyway.
But yeah, every time I go to Paul's house, I always seem to leave. I'm like, Paul, I don't come here for this. I love it. I get to see the history.
Yeah. Well, that's
so I'm like, and I hate to do this way. Unfortunately, they found a spot on my right lung. We don't know what it is yet.
Oh no.
So we're waiting to have more tests done, biopsy,
right?
And go from there. But if it's the cancer, they caught it early. So it is what it is. It's not my first rodeo.
No, but still, you know, I've had some problems lately. I mean, the first of February, I had a pain in my groin, and pain went right to my knee, and it was the whole month of February, and I literally could hardly walk. I mean, it was so bad. I said I can't walk, and I couldn't. Now it's almost gone away, but it's just a little bit there. I'm trying to find my. Oh, that's not it there. Gee.
And it's funny. The pomologist docked me. He said, "Well, what are you going to do?" I'm looking at him like going, "Are you really stupid?"
Jesus.
And being the smart ass I am, there's times I need to just shut my mouth, and I don't. Brian will testify.
No. Say it ain't
so. Told the doctor I'm going to do like everybody else in Vermont. I'm going to sit back in my chair and just smoke a lot of pot. He didn't see the humor, and then I was going, "Yeah, this ain't going to work with this guy."
Oh, there's my picture.
Wound up a lot brighter than I.
Let's see, which is a good
and
one.
Brian, you know, I already have a list of people. Something it does go sideways to send models to. Brian's not one of them because Brian says he has too many kits, and I don't talk to negative people like that. You know, Steve, that's just wrong. I don't hang out with negative people. I got too many kits.
Yeah.
Is there such a thing as that?
I don't think there is such a thing as too many kids.
Too many kits. I ain't got nowhere to put them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
my background
is stacking up on the floor now again.
Well,
yeah.
Happy build you an out shit.
No,
I gotta start selling some stuff.
I need to find time to get in there and clean out my mom's closet so I can take the shit in my closet, especially the Christmas stuff, and put it in that closet.
Right.
And that'll clean up this. I think I can get 2 more of those shelves that I got that'll fit in there.
Yeah, group
I measured it,
and
and I
really big.
Take out that top rack up there, and
I sent you a couple of videos there on Facebook, Jeff.
All right.
Not videos, pictures of my diorama.
Let me go over there now.
Well, I sent them. I hope they're there. Maybe they're not.
Okay, Brian, let me show you this one.
All right, Dan. Have a good night, man.
Good night, Dan.
Good night, Daniel. This is the This is a base of Andy's stand. I don't know if you can see that, Brian.
You can blow it up. I can see it, but you can zoom in on it.
Somebody's gonna take that door down.
Definitely a lot taller, but you know, you got the wide flat base, which is sometimes good.
Hey, Edward.
Okay, and now let me get into. Okay, I don't know how well. Rhonda, you might want to come over here to look at this. This is Steve's diorama.
What you put?
And you used a television to put that in, an old television to put that in?
No, it was actually a box I bought at the dollar store,
Hmm.
and it had a clear plastic, window in it, and it
Look at that.
it actually opens up. The front of it opens up like is hinged. So
Look
it
at the
worked
steel
out quite well.
models, the little boxes, a guitar,
Oh,
and
that's nice.
his record player. You even get a kitty cat.
Yeah,
That's really nice.
and that was like representative of my room when I was growing up. It's not 100% exact, but
Oh, I like that.
I got a little story that goes with that. I must see. I don't know if I can find that or not. Oh, I have to find Jeff again. Okay, I'll send him another picture. This is the story behind it. It has to be a story behind it. Let's see. How do I do that? Oh, yes.
Well, that will do it, Cliff. At least you can get to your fuel pump easier. You're correct. And I literally, when we were at Loudon one time, I watched the race team. Their truck had a fuel pump problem. 3 guys walked over, I hooked the lights, lifted the bed up, and they went to fix it. Because it'd be a long ride home to Canada. Your fuel pump keeps cupping out, especially from Loudon, New Hampshire, up by Quebec City.
That little diorama, if you look at it, there's a light switch for 2 light switches. One is for the ceiling light, and the other one is for the light on the desk.
Hey, girl, I'm pretty sure you can figure out what that one means.
What's that?
How many Playboys are under the mattress?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, I sent you another picture, which is basically what it is. It's the storyline of the diorama.
Get back here.
And I think the storyline has a lot to do with, that era that most of us grew up in. That time of life.
All right. Let me blow this up so you can read a little better.
Doesn't show. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Like the post I put on my thing. None of us ever knew our first model car was going to lead to our biggest addiction.
No, that's right.
No shit.
No. I don't know. My first model car, I think it was either the Monogram Indy Racer, or it was I'm only saying it's a Revel kit, but it was a Corvette, and it was molded in red plastic, and even the tires were red plastic styrene. And somebody told me that was probably one of Revel's earlier Corvettes back in the late 50s.
I remember. I still have my first build upstairs. It was the Smokey and Bandit Trans Am.
Yeah,
Without
my first builds were long gone. I didn't build many back when I was a teenager or young. I built them and played with them, My first car I painted yellow or green with a green magic marker. Well, see, I lived in the country, and there was no real stores where you could buy paint or anything like that. And the only reason I got into models because there was a family that used to come from the States. They came from Boston, and they had a cottage near my house, and my mother used to work for them in the summertime cleaning the cottage and that. And I'm pretty sure they had a son who was in the, I think he was in the Air Force, and he came up to Canada one time and he drove I don't know what exactly it was, but it was like a 32 Ford Coupe.
Mhm.
And that was probably somewhere in the mid 60s.
See, Jimmy, this is what you're missing is the knowledge and the wisdom from the older modelers that you can't, even on YouTube, you can't get in. But when you build that actual shaking of hands, camaraderie, and none of us are getting younger, none of us are getting healthier.
No, none of us are gonna,
enjoy this because you may never get that. Tomorrow's never guaranteed.
Nope. No, it ain't. No, it's I'll be 72 this year.
Well, I hopefully in July I'll turn 61. So.
Yeah. Well, I hope to get back to NNL East probably within the next 5 years, maybe.
I absolutely love that show. Night, Bob. Half the time I forget Bob's here because he just doesn't say a thing.
All right. Good night, Bob.
Night, Bob.
He'll talk when he starts roasting.
Oh, Bob had some really good ones last night.
Oh, yeah.
Were you guys on last night? I couldn't find you.
It was on King Bob Model Works.
Oh, okay.
And
so I looked and I said, "Oh, there's nobody on."
Ryan is going to be stepping back for a while to take care of
Yes, I heard that.
And obviously, I've got so much going on, and now with the health stuff, I've got to step away for a while. And
well, you guys down there, you've got lots of model shows to go to.
yeah, the closest one to me got moved to a date that I can't make it.
Oh, no.
And Linda and Rue have given me hell. I'm like, well, I kind of want to go to Acme. If I want to go to Acme, I'm going to have to work on this race car because gasoline ain't cheap. And hotels aren't cheap. And model kits aren't cheap.
No, there's nothing cheap anymore.
The only thing cheap, goddamn freaking shit's my friends do to me in person.
Well, model kits up here now are running $50.
I told you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Build a miniature RC barge and we can put them on and just ship them across.
Well, hell, what is the regular price at Hobby Lobby now for a model kit? About $45 for their regular price.
They got that 2-in-1 Dodge Charger in there for $48.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, now you convert that to Canadian, and it's probably getting close to like $68.
Yep.
And I mean, of course, that's where our hobby shop here, like his selling kits for $49.95, and then we pay tax 15% on top of that.
Hey, Roland, it'll be nice to meet you, but just don't call me Papa. Just call me Jeff. Okay? Because I've had people walk up to me, and Brian could testify to this guy. Hey, Papa, and I'm like looking at him, going, "Oh shit, do I got to friggin' start swinging here or what?" Because I've been alienated people, and justifiably so. And Brian will tell you, I'm very much an unapologetic person and don't care.
No, you really? Yeah.
And Fred,
No way this fits.
You know, what am I going to do for an extra week with no friggin' Lucas C thing to watch this week?
That better do.
Well, I can tell you this, it won't hurt my feelings at all.
Mm-mm-mm. Okay, I could make it work. So
Even Fred and
The
Brian, when
Revell.
I'm down around at Acme with them, they don't call me Papa. Once in a while, they will.
the Revell,
Most of the time, they just call me Jeff.
the horrible kit.
Peterson and Jimmy, you
The-
need to go to Acme. Won't regret it.
I definitely won't.
Okay, I'm gonna. There was something said by somebody on a channel, and I'm not gonna dispute it. And I'll put it to this way: Acme is an unbelievable show. What makes it a great show? The models are cool. Don't get me wrong. It's the environment that make the Friday night and the Saturday night after. That's my personal take. But I can tell you that show next weekend I'm going to be sending Brian a shitload of pictures. And there's going to be, there's guys who up here don't go down there, which seems, and guys who don't from there don't come up here, or guys from the Midwest that don't go to either. There's a lot of great modelers. Don't diminish one contest for another. They're both outstanding and fun. And just enjoy them.
Robert Peterson just subbed you. You got a post. Just get some videos, man. That's the link to his channel right there, y'all.
Well, Kevin, Senior Frank Prizzo, and I'm going to say it right. Frank Prizzo did the whole Jeff Dunham Papa. And with Senior's breathing problem, it was easier for him to go Papa, and it stuck. And once Senior gave you a nickname, you weren't getting away from it no matter what. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Brian.
I wasn't there.
Senior was the one that gave me mine, little Jimmy. It's because that one night we had 3 Jimmys in there. Letford, Fast Jimmy, and me.
Has anybody heard from Fast Jimmy lately?
Nope.
No.
I ain't had a chance to text him.
Oh, hell yeah. So the Revell 69 Z28, that horrible kit, it's good for something. The radiator force support out of that kit actually fits in this car.
Before I forget, Brian, Ted asked last night if Matthew's back half Pro Street would fit under a 112 Corvette.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's the
I
112.
think
About the
you can make it
112.
fit.
Yeah, if it's a 112, it's a 112. Yeah, it'll fit. There's gonna have to be modifications to make.
Yeah, you just shave it off and stuff. That's what I was
you're
thinking.
probably gonna have to narrow it and at the frame and at the chassis, and then narrow the wheel wells.
I'm going to echo something that was said on a live the other night. I don't care if you build a glue bomb or the greatest goddamn next model on history. Everybody belongs in the hobby, and everybody gets their way of doing it. Some people got motor skills. Some people got head injuries. Anybody that downgrades people like that doing the best of their job, I don't want to be around them. Enjoy your hobby your way.
Oh yeah.
And have fun. There's nothing wrong with competing, and there's nothing wrong with not competing. Build to have fun at the end of the day. And also what Fred would say, if you can dream it, you can build it. There's no wrong way to enjoy your hobby. We're lucky in the hobby now that we will share information. At one point, people wouldn't share anything with each other in this hobby, especially at the biggest, or let me rephrase that, the best quality show, the GSL. That was guys who go from Acme or NL East and Ohio and the Midwest and West Coast, with all convergent international builders would come there.
Yeah, I heard there back in the day there wasn't a lot of sharing of technique and how you did what you did, and yeah, I've heard that was kept to them, and it's probably things like social media, whether Facebook or YouTube or whatever, that people put out these techniques on how they're doing it, and then those guys that kept their technique to themselves said, well, it's out of the bag now, and then you had somebody like Don Yost do video series,
This is exactly what I was, I got told that I'm a broken record repeating the same thing. Ron hit it right there on the head.
yeah, I mean, definitely not everybody can, but it's about doing it your way. And we all gonna get older. We all gonna get shaky hands as we get older. But I would tell anybody, don't let it stop. What you're doing. Do what you can. If you can't put that piece of photo etch there no more, then don't worry about the photo etch anymore.
Yeah, don't spend your time trying to do what you can't do. Because it just becomes frustrating.
A fellow racer, a friend of mine, I'll address that in a second, Boston, because Boston has a she goes, why do you give Isaac so many models? People don't realize how much you can learn from modeling. How to follow directions.
Yeah.
Creative thinking, creative problem solving.
That's right.
And they will translate into whatever you do in life. And that's something that people generally miss. This, you got people artists that paint. This is your medium to do your artistry in.
See, and these ones over here, they're gonna have to put the camera on the desk of the builder now.
I don't want to know why Terry's
the other builder is over here watching Instagram videos of half naked females.
No, that was a guy.
While his wife is back there.
That was a half naked guy, by the way.
Actually building something.
And Ron, come up.
Hey, what is going on, y'all?
One of the people
what up?
the most to hanging with.
Not much. Just enjoying a nice breeze coming through.
Oh God! For a minute, I thought he was shirtless again.
Has anybody
No,
used
I got
the Revell Chrome?
Huh?
Anybody use the Revell Chrome, the spray chrome?
I have. It's not bad. You got to let it set and not touch it for a while. But like I said, just sitting out on the side porch right now, watching the clouds go by. Kansas is off that way somewhere to the north. So just outside enjoying it.
We're not going to get into politics, but JP, you need to understand that as Americans, those are things we've had to pay for. If we bought something out of Canada, we bought something out of Europe, we've had to pay. We haven't had to pay those. But if they bought something from an American model company that was sent over there, that's a tariff. They've had to pay that.
Yeah, it's an 829 there, chat.
And now you understand what Americans have had to do for the last 40, 50 years.
But were you paying a tariff the last 40 years?
Huh?
goods? Were you paying a tariff like on goods the last 40 years?
But there's also that
No.
part where your lumber is made cheaper for the cost of manufacturing than our lumber. So that put a lot of our people out of business. So it's not all one thing; it's multiple things.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Steve,
There are multiple factors into all of it.
up until a year and a half ago, if I
Living a
bought
dream,
something
Robert.
from
Living
the
a dream.
if I bought something from the UK, no. But if the UK wanted to purchase something that's produced here in America, they had to pay tariffs.
Right.
But no, I didn't. But now it's an even. I can't say it's an even playing field because it sucks all around.
Yeah, tariffs aren't good for anybody's economy.
No, they're not.
No.
They're not.
No, they're not. But see, America only had free trade with like 7 countries. But Canada,
My mouth shut on this
like
one.
Mexico, that's why all the automotive manufacturing has gone to Mexico. It's because Mexico has free trade with like 30 or 40 countries.
Right. Whatever.
With 0 tariffs. And America, that all the other countries would charge us tariffs. You take John, who builds a brand new car, designs and builds a brand new car at a manufacturer, sells it here in the States for $30,000. If he sends it to Europe, it's a $60,000 car. How does he compete with the BMWs and the Mercedes Benz that John is building an affordable car here in the States, and then it becomes unaffordable in the UK by the time you get excise taxes and transportation taxes and this and that. It doubles the price.
But that's basically the same here with us. If we buy, like I've seen ads for leasing vehicles in the States, and I'm thinking to myself, man, if I lived in the States, I'd have a fucking brand new vehicle because it's so cheap.
Well,
Ain't nothing near cheap either.
A lot of Americans would go buy cars in Canada because it was cheaper, and then you'd have to pay a tax on what it was valued at in the States. That's bullshit to me too.
Scrap wood.
Yeah, but that's the same way. If we bought a car in the States, we pay tax on it what it would be up here.
Yeah, but no, but our money was valued more than yours, so it was cheaper to buy something like $80,000 would cost.
Well, just like the Deutschmarks and shit like that back in Germany, back in the day, the old Deutschmarks. I know it's comparing apples to oranges, but same concept.
Yeah, people want to sell in one, and believe it or not, China's doing this. They're circumventing a lot of your workers, which their stuff made dirt cheap.
Oh yeah, because they can make
the people in your country, Steve, that's making things harder for all of you guys as well.
But it's amazing, China. If you look at China's infrastructure and all that, it blows me away.
They're highly intelligent people.
Oh yeah, but I mean, if you look at their bridges and all that,
their benefits.
Yep, it ain't cheap.
And that's the thing, where you would make $100 an hour, they're getting $10 an hour.
Exactly.
So that's not fair,
And you talk about their infrastructure.
Many unions.
It's paid for with money that doesn't exist.
Well, that's what they say about a lot of things.
Yeah.
But
let's get away from it. Let's get away from it. We're fixing to end it anyway. So
yeah. Here's one thing I do not quite understand. We have Medicare in Canada. If I go to the doctor, if I went to the doctor and had the things that your wife had done, I wouldn't pay anything.
You do, because you pay taxes all in here.
Yeah.
How much is the taxes?
We pay taxes, so we don't pay it out of our pocket at one big chunk.
Well, Medicare does a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you do get co-pays with that.
But you still have to pay a copay.
Well, I
And
still
then-
have to pay for my
and-
drugs
and
other
then
things.
there's a deductible.
Yeah.
Our private insurance was absolutely ruined
By
the
Obamacare.
quote
Are you done?
unquote, the greatest president we've ever had. No, he's destroyed our private health care insurance.
Who is that?
Obamacare.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, Obamacare.
ACA, the Affordable Care Act. It's destroyed.
Yeah, you
private
keep your
healthcare.
doctor my ass.
Yeah, the
See,
biggest joke this country's seen.
in a free market, the more people you have bidding for your service, the better service you're going to get at a lower price. And once they started over regulating that, that's when the problem started. And that started back in the 60s.
I still have to pay a little bit. I'm only 40% TJ, and you know what? I got to pay a copay for some of mine. It's only like $5, but still. Yeah. And I'm 40%.
You know, it's like somebody bitching about Jeff Bezos getting rich. You want to stop that? Stop buying from Amazon.
Yeah, I was just going to say, quit buying from Amazon.
I'd rather spend a little more money at the mom and pop place than buy from Amazon.
All right, that's enough on politics, y'all. That's enough.
But at least it was done with dignity and class, and people weren't being assholes.
That's right. We say that for my streams because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we were decent about it.
Exactly.
You know, there's
It didn't
no
turn into a
100%
streaming
right,
thing, like,
there's no
that's
100%
important.
wrong.
Well, let me say, Kevin, I for some reason, I think you might have something set up wrong. I pay very little for anything my wife has ever had done. The biggest cost I've had with my wife lately was her back procedures.
Yeah, true story.
Where it's just and essentially it's just shot, but she does not do needles, so she has to be sedated, and Medicare doesn't pay for the sedation, which is $400.
Like, that's technically what. It's technically what Dad still gets through his work because some scab ass places. Really, Obamacare.
Yeah, that's not
And
all.
he just got a massive bill.
But it's not just.
Yeah, yeah, because you got to pay the deductible. You got to meet the out of pocket deductible and maximum out of pocket. That's what brutalized me with my eyes. Was my first eye surgery was in the middle of September, and I met a $6,500 deductible right then. By the end of the year, I had met my maximum out of pocket of $8,500. And then right into the first of the year, I had the cataract surgery in my left eye, and I had to meet again my maximum, my out of pocket. So within that last 4 months, 3.5 months to the first 3 months of the next year, I had almost at that point in time, just for myself, over $18,000 of out-of-pocket expenses.
Hey guys, I gotta get going.
All right, Darren. Yeah, I'm gonna call it.
All right, brother.
You guys all have a good night.
I'm gonna probably sit out here, finish my beer and cigar. I got my pool. I
Hang
just
in
got
there,
to
Brian.
get prepped for setup.
All right, Darren. Have a good night, bud.
Later, guys.
Have a good evening, Darren.
Gotcha, man.
Guys, take care.
All right,
I'm switching over to the Zoom. Anybody wants to jump?
And Terry, I don't want to know why you were looking at a guy dressing up as a woman on your video.
I was trying to get his email address for you. Brand new fuel pump.
Why would you do that to that guy? You want to hook him up with Kevin and Jimmy and Gary?
No, trying to get it for you.
Yeah, no. Homie, don't play that. Have a good one, Gerb.
All right, Steve.
Take care, everybody.
Terry, Rhonda. Later.
Oh, yeah.
Little Jimmy. Later. Clifter.
Yeah, later, y'all. Appreciate it. It was good.
So
see
have
you
fun.
a little over a week.
We'll see you tomorrow night sometime. Not sure, but I got 3 days off unpaid for something I'll cover tomorrow, but it is what it is. So
Are you
we'll
going to do a
have
live
live
tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'll do a live tomorrow night because I'll actually be off till Thursday without pay. So, apparently all the times I cussed the camera and the people watching the camera, I guess they finally got pissed and shit like that. Plus, I had my cell phone in my hand at 1 or 2 points, changing podcast shit like that. And yeah, long and short, I'll cover more of it tomorrow per se. But yeah, so we're going to have a live tomorrow because I'll be off all day if I get my computer unfuckered.
And unfortunately, I know we was having a conversation this week on one of them.
Actually, yeah. Yeah, Friday I got it started raining, got called into the office, and it was so
Okay, you wait till after work from now on. Cliff, do you get any brandy?
yeah. Exactly. Y'all take care, have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow sometime.
All right,
So
All right.
all right, take care.
Later.
Out.
Yeah. Appreciate you again.
All right, let's just work through this, and you go take your time you need, and like I said, if you find a day to go sit at the damn ocean for a couple hours, just
Yeah, I wish.
clear your head. Do what
I
you
wish.
gotta do.
But yeah, I ain't going there.
Just remember, at the end of the day, you're not me.
Oof. I ain't got to walk around with a face like that.
As Pot calls the kettle black there, but
No, my honker ain't that big.
don't confuse me with the other Jeff.
Oh, that's 20s.
But I will once I find out more, I'll keep you posted.
All right, yeah, let me know.
All right. If you need
All right.
anything, that phone's on 24/7. So
Yep.
All right. Have a good one, bud.
Later. Peace. Hey, everybody left in chat. Mr. Edward, Kevin Smith, Clifster. Pretty sure, yeah, I saw Chuckster, Boston, Papa Z. We appreciate y'all. TJ, we appreciate y'all all these nights hanging in with us through all my issues. But I need a break, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace out. We don't see you next weekend or the weekend after that. We'll be out here on the first weekend of the month. So y'all have a good night. Blessed week. Peace out.